Alrighty, I think we're back. All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Just got to start over New York session here. London was a dud. London was a dud of a session. Not much going on. Didn't really get a lot of push anywhere. Whoops. Echoes. So yeah, not really a lot going on. Welcome back, everybody who's coming back. And let's continue this day. Continue this day on. Oh, forgot to mark my trade here. Euro Kiwi here. We were just talking about that in London. Took that pullback on that last candle. I'm going to let this breathe. Just again looking for a much higher target here. This is dumb low here. Eventually I'm going to let this breathe. I got a very small position on this, and I'm going to nibble this down, and just because there's nothing else going on, I'm going to see if something happens here. It's a maybe. Looking for a potential higher low. It's a maybe on that. There's just not really much else going on. It's not the best. I mean, it's not the best entry, but it's also not a bad entry. It's a good risk reward entry because of where this is and how low it is. We had a multi-day drop. Whatever. We'll come back to that. So yeah, not really a lot going on. Again, if you're watching this into the future, there's not really much happened in London. Everything's flat. Everything's really rangy today. We had a lot of moves overnight in Asia, and London was pretty much consolidation. Everything moved overnight, and now we're just chopping around in London. So we'll try it, give it a shot into New York. Got a potential move in the pound here, maybe. So anyway, let's continue what we were doing here. Oh, forgot I was muted here. Oops. Back. Yeah. Whole lot of nothing going on. He's holding. AutoCAD is a, I don't know, it's a maybe. I don't like it. I don't like the price action on it, but I could see it moving higher. Dollar is just whack right now. Dollar had a nice move today, but it's over. Oil had a move, but it's way too high to buy it. It's a no touchy. It's in the no touchy zone for oil. Just way too high. It's too high in the cycle, and it's too high today. It's too high this week. It's not a buy. It's not a good risk reward here. Definitely got a block form in here too. This is interesting. That we'll track this actually on oil. Got a lot going on right here. Got buyers and sellers in the same place on the high of the week. So this could be a thing here. It's potential high of the day. And there it goes. There we go. This is what I was talking about. Potential high of the day here on oil. So if this candle closes bearish, going to be fading any green. But it's not a sell right now. We're still in the buy side of this block. The block here forming. We don't know where the lower end is right now because this candle hasn't closed, but you got sellers on the top and buyers on the bottom, and you got buyers and sellers in the same place on a major high. This is a no zone. You leave this alone. If anything, you're looking to sell in the top side of this order block. But other than that, not touching it. It's probably best to leave it alone. We'll get back to that.
Why is this oh man, let me rearrange my words. Yeah, why is this a potential high rather than a continuation pattern forming?
Well, it's really because of how high this already is. Like, think about where your projected weekly high is and how high we already are above it, and we just broken a high. Just saying, watching this price action right here, if this is this is a potential thing here happening. right here where you've got buyers and sellers in the same place. We're going to watch this and see if this is going to stop here and come down. If this comes down to right here, this is probably going to be the high of the day. Just watching it. I mean, it could potentially go higher. I mean, it does have room to go higher, but to put this into perspective, look where this is right now. Like, look how high this is, and we've recently broken another high. We've had a new high like every day this week. Every day, you know, we broke the high, then we broke the next high, and now we've broken it again. And every time it breaks a high, it gets farther and farther away from being a good long. And this is down here, we're way above it. This is your projected high of the week. We're way above your statistical high for the week. So this is getting juicy. You know, if this comes back down here, this is a potential high that, you know, I was gonna say, this is, if this does something like that, that's probably going to be the high of the day because of how high this is right now. This has already broken every high there is. So it's you watch it, you know, this is one of those things where you watch it. It's just, you gotta understand how high this is. You're buying something that is incredibly high right now. It's like in the clouds. It's like Bitcoin. It's like the oil's in the clouds right now. It's on the high of the week, the high of the month, the high of the day. You know, so it's about risk reward really more than anything. Could it go higher? Definitely. I mean, you know, is there potential? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not a buy right here. We're watching this, you know, this thing that we look at right here, watching this to see how this is going to resolve. You know, sellers on the top, buyers on the bottom, and we're staying out of the middle. It's the same thing as this with the tool, but with the current price block instead of this algorithmic range here that's used for something else. But as it's the same in principle, we're breaking this down the same way. You know, so right now we're not doing anything, but I would much rather be short than long from the top of this block because of where this is, how high this thing actually is. It's ridiculous. And the question is it going to make it, you know, to these other levels? I think the first question is, you know, is it going to make it up here? Sometimes it doesn't. It depends on what's going on. We're watching price action. I don't know. We're watching it. You got buyers and sellers in the same place, which is, you know, it's popcorn time. It's watching it. And I'm just saying, if this drops and cuts low out of this and holds down, that's probably the high of the day. And if that's the high of the day, we're looking for much lower. You know, much lower. It's a maybe. We'll watch it. As just say it. You see, they bought the bottom of the block again. So yeah, buyers and sellers in the same place. I'm gonna say if this is going to cut down and cut through there and hold low, you know, then really what just happened is, you know, you're just going to get one of these things and probably just cut all the way back down. But it's not necessarily a sell yet. You're going to wait. You're going to wait and see how this forms. But watching this is interesting here on oil because of where this is. It's things in the clouds. Anyway, got a maybe there. Whatever this is, Euro Kiwi, Euro Aussie. I'm still holding that. Oh gosh. Still in this, it hasn't done anything. Stupid low, so I'm just holding it. This hasn't really given the price action yet. It's not bullish, but it's a potential reversal. Same thing on Euro Kiwi. It's not bullish yet, but it's a potential reversal point. And the risk reward is just through the roof here on the low. So see how that plays out like hours from now. I think there's going to be any high volume push there. Euro pound, what the heck was that? Euro pound just got wrecked. Did the pound move? Yeah, okay. All right, so we got movement in the pound. Pound yen hasn't gone anywhere. It's back to the top. Not doing anything. Pound CAD finally left. Okay, multiple opportunities to get in here. Didn't do it. Pound CAD was the one because it's had a multi-day drop See the difference between pound CAD after having multiple days of downside, and then versus pound yen that's had multiple days of upside. You know, which one would you rather buy? Something that's gone down for 5 days or something that's gone up for 5 days? You know, logic wise, it's pretty simple. It's an easy decision. You know, so if the pound's going to go bullish, you want to be long something that has potential to move up to the upside, something that hasn't already blown its wad for the last 5 days. Lol. So good game on that. Pound Kiwi and pound Aussie are the same thing. It's got a potential range here, and if very low on the weekly, extremely low. If it's going to hold, that's a maybe. Looking for a higher low, not good price action. Looking for a higher low. It's no trade. I mean, it's got a whole bunch of sketchy stuff going on that's not really a good trade. No good entries. Dollar pesos bearish. I would rather be short there. Don't trade it, but I don't trade it is what I'm saying. I don't mean don't trade it. I mean I don't trade it. I'd rather be short than long, especially given where this is rejecting. It's respecting technical levels very well, extremely well. Look at your hash marks. Look at the top. Look at the hash. You know, look at the center rejecting. Look at your other hash. It's respecting technical levels very, very well. So that's a good sign, you know. Looking for the low of this range down here. I would rather be short for sure, coming off of a lower high, rejecting at equilibrium. I don't trade it, but, you know, might be a thing. Indecision close on oil, closed bearish at the bottom. We're just watching this to see how we're gonna, are we gonna be short or long here? Watch central mass here, just watch this, watch equilibrium of this block. It's the same thing. You know, we're just tracking it currently. You know, because this is dynamic and it can change. Watch equilibrium here, we gotta stay below that. The same in principle as the tool. Same exact thing. It's exactly the same thing. You know, we're breaking this range down. You know, where are our sellers? Where are our buyers? And where's our balance point? We're looking for the balance point, and we're going to work that balance point. That's how you do it. Is it going to go, you know, are we going to drop here? And if this fails, you see this big bearish engulfing. If this comes up here and fails, starts to come down, that's probably the high of the day. And if it's the high of the day, it's just like crazy high. So if that's the high of the day on oil, there could be a massive sell-off. You know, your low of the day, again, on average, if that's the high of the day, your low of the day is down here, way far away. 3% from this level, or from the high. We're almost there now. So, you know, it's about risk reward at this point. You know, after that big bearish candle, this is what I was looking for the first time when it first slapped down there. I was going to say, if this is going to close down here, you know, looking for that pullback on the way back up, want us to stay low. And you could pretty much guess that that's going to be your high of the day. And again, statistically, if this is the high of the day, your low is much, much lower, 3% to the downside. As crazy as that is. So I would definitely watch oil short here. 100%. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're watching a few things here. It's kind of been a slow day. We're watching stuff that's not related to currency, really. The pound and the euro have been, I don't know, stuff moved early. They're just getting some back and forth here. Just watching possibilities on other things. Think about IG brokers. I don't know. I know what IC Markets is. IG brokers, what is that? Probably heard of it, I just don't use it. Let's see. I mean, it's a common question, you know, about, you know, what do you think about whatever broker. I think if it's large enough that there's a lot of trading volume and there's liquidity, if it's a large enough broker, as far as clients go, as far as traders that trade on that broker, they've probably got good liquidity. So for the most part, I mean, brokers, I think it used to be different than it is now. I think for the most part now, most brokers tend to be, about the same. I think the rise of algorithmic trading has kind of forced brokers to be more efficient and provide better spreads and less shenanigans. Because I think they figured out that they make more money on commissions than they do by, trying to be a bucket shop and trade against their clients. They generally, most larger brokers have deals with banks. The liquidity providers are generally banks. And, so there's as much liquidity as you want. You tend to get less shenanigans with bigger brokers. I don't know about IG specifically. I haven't used it, but, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. It's a good question. I would probably rather ask someone who's used them. It's a UK based broker. I don't know. I've heard a lot. I know a lot of people use IC markets and have been happy with it. IG, I don't know about. I don't know. Don't really have an opinion on it. Eurocad is a maybe. Eurocad was good earlier. I'm waiting for this to pull back a little bit, and if this had come back down a little and make a higher low, I'd be interested in that for sure. Freaking Bitcoin, man. $41,000 Bitcoin, good game. Let's go. This is gonna be a good year. Just trading the volatility on this. Whenever this finds a high, just waiting, like I'm just waiting, salivating, waiting for the volatility in this. When it finally puts in a high, when this thing starts rubber banding back and forth. This hasn't happened yet. It's interesting right here though. You got a potential failure coming on Bitcoin. It's just, I don't know who's buying it or why, but everybody's trying to flip those stimulus checks. Something. When people stop buying it, it'll stop going up. I know that. I have a feeling people are going to get hurt on it, but I'm just waiting. I don't have an opinion either way. Other things are more predictable. It's just a lot more money. It's easier to trade other things. Just my personal opinion. But I'm waiting for that high to get put in. I'm not trying to guess where a high is going to be on this. There's no precedent set. We're in price discovery mode. Who knows? When the hype dies down, everybody's euphoric right now. Just euphoria. And when it dies down, it'll go down. It's interesting right now that it's at 41,000. It's just parabolic. I mean, I'm not buying a higher high. I'm leaving it alone. I'm sitting in cash, sitting in USD waiting. Just waiting for the right opportunity. This isn't it for me personally. I'm not trying to chase a high after a 950% run with no corrective move. But good game on it, it's good game. You're 900 and okay, yeah. Off the low, you're almost 1,000%. You're 980% off the low with no corrective move. Parabolic. So it went about 1,000% last time. If you go back to 2017 run, it went about 1,000% off the low. A little more than that. No, wait, no, here. Yeah, here's your. Yeah. A little more than that. So, we're up here somewhere right now. Just people just don't realize it yet. Is when people stop buying it, we're up in here somewhere. We just haven't gotten this second half of the story yet. And it's coming. It's coming. It hasn't happened yet. Waiting. Just waiting for the evidence of this kind of thing. People don't think it's possible, and that's exactly why it's going to happen. Just waiting for the structure. It hasn't shown the high yet. So when the structure comes, going to be ready for that one. Let's go. Ryan, some profit. Oil's definitely a thing. Maybe. Look at this pound. Like, it's gone nowhere. Pound yen has done absolutely nothing. The same price it was at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Pound Swiss was a good short. Now we're back again, looking for a lower high on this or some kind of rollover. There's no trade here. It's not a buy. It's just no trade. See, nothing. Pound Kiwis, nothing. I don't know. This is one of those days where I look at the price action and I just don't like it. Just don't like it. Who knows? These euro pairs could take, I mean, it could take a long time to play out. I don't really have any high hopes for this right now. I'm just taking a nibble on a potential low. It's a potential cycle low, at least for today. You know, this might have been the low of the day, and if this is the low of the day, you know, it could end up here later somewhere, you know, 50, 60 pips up. But overall, this is like extremely low in the market cycle. It's time to start looking for buys on these Euro Aussie and Euro Kiwi. It's a maybe. It's back and forth. I've got small positions on that for people who missed that in London. Took that in right in London there somewhere in the end of London. It's just amazing. Not an amazing situation today. Equities are flat, just way too high on the week. But not dying either. Dollar CAD's and nothing. It's a range. It's just choppy range. Today's just one of those days. This has been a weird week, actually. If you think about it, think about what happened this week. It's not a lot. Look at your 4-hour candles and just look at the beginning of the week and look where we are now. It's kind of been a garbage week, to be honest. Just not a lot of opportunity this week. Monday was good. Had a really good Monday. I mean, we've caught some trades. We just had a cut. It's been 3 days of not much. Monday was good, then 3 days of not much, and then today is also garbage. So it is what it is. Euro pounds maybe here also. If this will come back in the range, I'd be interested in it. Not yet. Just watching right now. Find something else to talk about until the market starts moving. See what's going on with this situation in the US. Half the country fighting the other half. Let's go. I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse. I'm ready.
Let's go, baby. I'm ready for civil war. Let's go.
I'm ready. Ready for the zombie apocalypse. The zombie apocalypse. Do not come
Let's
in.
go.
Yeah. See how that works out. Man. I'm gonna be sitting here barricaded in, armed to the teeth with my popcorn.
Yep.
I'm gonna be watching it. I'm gonna be watching on TV. Do not come in and watching it on TV.
You know, it's so funny you say that, right? I've been telling those closer to me to start stocking up. I've been telling that for a while.
It's time, man. Yeah.
You know, I told him that, and I told him to start getting some plants, some water filters,
That's a
start
good.
ordering that
That's
stuff,
actually a good idea. Yeah.
because you need water filters just in case you got to catch. Sure,
Mm.
you're in water, you got to catch whatever, right?
Yeah. A
And
lot
you're
of
in a
things
good
could
place.
happen.
Florida
Yeah.
rains, what, every day?
Yeah, it's all over the place. There's a lot of natural water here too. The aquifers underground, but yeah, yeah, it rains basically every day here. Yeah,
So
it can be done.
I
I mean, you
told him
can
get some
capture.
plants, start to plant some vegetables, start to plant some different things.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. It's a good thing in general anyway to be sustainable. To start a
I'm
little
just
garden or
saying,
something and start a little garden in the backyard. It can
can't
help
hurt,
out.
right? Can't
Yep, of
hurt. I
course, it can
mean,
never hurt.
worst case scenario, what, you grow your own beans, whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Kiwi here
uh,
is
I don't know
interesting.
if people listen, boy, but
Yeah,
things
that's not a
coming.
bad idea. Yeah, who knows what could happen? Like that. I mean, look at look at what happened the other day. Like, God, you got half of the country like at the other half's throat. Man, it's literally come to the point of something like really crazy. So I don't know.
Crazy.
It's the thing that you never thought could happen is happening. Like, it's almost hard
Yep.
to rule it out. You know, you can't rule
I always
out,
tell people that
two large ideological factions going at each other armed
exactly,
with an armed conflict. It's,
exactly.
I wouldn't say it couldn't happen. Yeah,
No,
possible. Kiwi is really tempting here. Kiwi is very, very tempting right here because of what this is doing. If this is going to close strong, I want to be in that long looking for the previous high. I'm about to just take a shot on it and just preempt that. Pound Kiwi, if I can find it. Not entering yet, but I'm going to get it ready. Got to find it in the watch list first. G. All right. Euro Kiwi is also a thing. If this closes outside here, what I'm worried about is this just takes off and then you're like, crap, then you missed it and then you got to try to wait for a pullback. If it doesn't come, this is actually looking really bullish. This short term right here is swooping back up. It's like, it's like that kind of flaggish swoop thing and we target above the previous high. Makes sense. I'm looking for liquidity above yesterday's high at or above, and with a potential to run much higher. This is extremely low in the cycle too. It's tempting to try to preempt this. Actually may do that if it'll give me one little dippy doo down. Little dippity doo dah. Ready. It's risky because it hasn't made the move yet, but it looks like it's going to, and it's extremely low. Got a higher low, the target, and it's all there. It's all there. The entry's not quite there yet, but it looks like it's gonna be.
what the fuck is he typing? He's typing for fucking ever. The fuck, bro?
What happened?
Oh, sorry, sorry.
No, you're good. I'll tell you what.
It's someone else. I was like, he typing a novel. Like, I'm not.
Oh, you're good.
He been typing for 5 minutes to send me a message and like, what the? Sorry.
Probably left it on. Yeah, probably left it clicked in there, walked away. No, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. This Kiwi, something with the Kiwi, it might be rolling over. Maybe Euro Kiwi. I mean, Euro and the pound both have just as equal of a chance of going up. So let's isolate the base components here. What do we have? Euro, pound, and dollar. Dollar's flat to potentially recovering bullish. The euro is mildly recovering off the low, so it's got the most to gain. The pound is currently moving up, but it's already been high. So we got some weird situations here. The dollar is just flat. Came down and flattened out. Short-term bullish. I don't know, man. There's just not really much here yet. Gonna watch this pound Kiwi. I want to see a strong close on this. Still got 11 minutes. If this closes strong at, you know, equal body, the body highs here, be all over that, you know, just to get it back, get above this high. It'll be a quick work up to the previous high, but this needs to close strong outside. I got it ready, but I'm not in yet. And again, this is extremely low, so it's, you know, it's not like it's a bad risk. It's not like you're buying the high. You're buying the low, the low. Multi-day drop down, higher low W potential. I'd say it's much more likely to end up higher than lower. Price action looks good here, but I need to see a strong close here. I'm waiting. Anyway, I don't know. We'll watch it for a second. See if we can find any crazy news here. Go through Twitter. That's actually funny what Lev posted there. Greta. That does look like Greta. Oh man. I was just looking at random in Discord. Funny. So a lot of people are saying that trying to say Antifa was behind the thing that happened the other day, but I don't know. Saw something about, they were talking about on the news last night about facial recognition. There's this company that does facial recognition with social media, and they're trying to map extremists through social media and video. And it turns out that wasn't true, what they were talking about. That guy being they were saying that what's the dude with the crazy suit, with the horns and it's like weird coyotes.
Oh, the buffalo
guy.
Suit.
Yeah. That guy. They're trying to say that he was really Antifa, and it turns out that that's not the case. He's been going to these Trump rallies forever, and you know, looking at all the social media posts and stuff like that. But
yeah, I've seen
trying
it
to say it
before.
was somebody
posted.
else. Yeah, they're saying that facial recognition software, you know, turns out, you know, that it was somebody else, this Antifa guy, and then that turned out to be false. Then it was debunked. So it was somebody reported that, and then it turned out not to be the case. But yeah, anyway, yeah, it's just an interesting story there. We'll see how that all works out. I know that's been the thing. I think that's going to be the trying to explain it away. I think the reality is it just got out of control. I think the police didn't expect it to happen with the law and order faction, and it turns out that maybe that's not the case. And I think there is I think it was a planned thing. I think they've been planning it for a little while, and then I think some of the police allowed it to happen, and some of the police didn't. And it's just weird. You know, we got this ideological split in the United States, and that's just the thing. You know, we're having this ideological civil war. It's already happening. It's already happening. Look at what happened the other day. You know, it's mind-boggling to see someone holding a police thin blue line flag while they're fighting a police officer. There are multiple videos, multiple pictures, like the video, even the night before that happened, there was a huge brawl between the Proud Boys and the police at night. And these guys, there's a video of this guy holding a police thin blue line flag, a police support thin blue line. He's got a thin blue line hat on, and he's got a thin blue line flag, and they're having a fist fight with the police while wearing a thin blue line hat and holding a thin blue line flag. They're having an all-out brawl with the police. It's just mind-boggling. It's like nobody knows what they even stand for anymore. You know, so, and think about it from the police perspective. Now they've got both sides as an enemy. Both sides are against the police. Think about that. It's crazy. Like think about what's actually happening right now. You saw ACAB, that ACAB, coming out of the right wing all over Twitter over the last few days. You know, the all cops are bastards thing. They're all going after the police now on both sides. Isn't that crazy how that worked out? Yeah, it's just nuts. That's one of the big developments. It's one of the weird shifts that's happened is all of a sudden the right wing is against the police. They were dragging a police flag through the mud, stepping on it the other night on video. They were like taking a magic marker and crossing it right in a police officer's face. He was like, you know, F you guys, and he had this police, like a thin blue line thing, and he was Xing it out with a magic marker and threw it at the cop.
Blue Lives Matter, BB.
That's
Blue
what I'm saying.
Matter.
Like, what happened to Blue Lives Matter? What happened to that? What happened to Law and Order? You know, that's what I'm saying. Isn't it crazy, like how that flipped all of a sudden? Like it's just a weird dynamic. It's crazy. It's a weird thing. Come on, pound kiwi, give me that close. I want that bullish close right there. I'm gonna take that monkey. But yeah, it's a weird thing that's happening right now. We're in a weird spot here. We're in a weird place.
Well, on the one side, you've got the purely ideological, which is that they are for the police only while the police are resisting what they perceived as the left trying to gain cultural ground.
Yeah.
But as soon as that flips,
right, I that's kind of what I'm saying. I think they expected all police to support them, and when they don't, you know, they turned on them. You know, it's just weird. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
A lot of people are saying that the police at the moment are oath breakers because they are I don't know which part of your constitution it is, but the right to assemble peacefully. They are viewing the shut down of buildings, churches, and other places of worship, and being confined to your own home as a direct violation, and the enforcement of that makes the police.
And that is a tough issue. There's some reality. That's a tough issue. It's a tough legal issue for the government, actually, to tell people that they can't do stuff like that. You know, you can't tell people they have to stay inside because it's unconstitutional. But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah.
But there's the further issue, which is that a lot of the people who support Trump believe that the last election was, let's just say, not correct.
Of course.
I know that YouTube is currently cracking down on people.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
They are really wanting something, anything to happen. The whole cross the Rubicon narrative, which don't know, is them hoping that Donald Trump is going to declare martial law and call a militia in the army. And at the moment, people are saying, oh, Donald Trump has fled to some army base in Texas.
Yeah, Camp David. Yeah, I think they're talking about Camp David, but yeah.
So you've got that. So they are essentially boiling over in a furious rage, which makes the United States a powder keg. So have fun with that, people.
Right. Let's just throw a match on the fire here. Or, throw gas on it. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy what's happening. Yeah, it's wild. You know, it's all bubbling over, and it's just getting more and more tense. Like every couple of weeks something happens and it just gets more tense. It's bubbling over now. We're boiling over. It's crazy. And it's just weird.
Well, at the point where both sides, left, right, and I would say both sides, three sides, left, right, and police, are willing to kill each other. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's another weird thing about the police too. Is there some agree with it and some don't, and you've got even within that, you've got within the law enforcement structure, you've got different factions there too. You've got extremists and normies in that also. That's it's kind of crazy. You look at, it's crazy to see videos of, on one side you've got Trump supporters brawling fist fight with the police, knocking them over with barricades, and then on another video the police are literally opening the barricades, just allowing them to come in, taking selfies with them while they're inside the Capitol building, taking selfies with them. So think about that. There's just two competing ideologies even within law enforcement. So
both ideologies are just how the other side has done it, so it's bad, but when we do it, it's all right. Because a few months back, there was that shut down the White House thing where I think Donald Trump went and got put in a bunker by the Secret Services.
I remember that, and it's both sides. It's both sides.
The same thing is happening here on the other side, and it's not those people.
Well, it did happen though. It's one thing. There was some talk about it. The thing is, this actually happened. So I think I think they didn't expect it. I think they didn't bother bringing out, the National Guard and all. I think. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they wanted it to happen, but as far as, why they weren't prepared for that, I mean, I think they expected the right to not do that. I think they expected the right, because of the ideology, to be the law and order, the peaceful assembly and not the rioting. I think they expected that to happen, but what it actually turned out to be is that people are people and mob rule is mob rule. Depending on, it doesn't really matter what your political affiliation is, mob rule is exactly that. So, and it, mobs get out of control, and I don't know. Apparently there's a lot of talk online about this before it happened, like weeks before it happened. This was all like planned. They even made T-shirts and stuff like that. I saw that on Twitter last night. They had T-shirts made up ahead of time, so it wasn't random. So it's one of those things.
Have the element that
we got a good close there. Go ahead. Good close on Pound Kiwi. Watching this for a pullback. I'm gonna strike when it pulls back. I'm listening though. Go ahead.
What's it called when you try and go to the court?
What's that? Missed it.
What's it called in your country when you try and go to the court?
Not sure what you mean when you try to go to the court.
The meme is like over 50 Trump cases have been dismissed from the court.
Yeah.
So the people who want investigations, affidavits, audits are finding that they are being blocked for various other legal reasons, which do and do not have precedent, blah blah blah, etc. So
that's also the problem. Yeah.
Standing for law and order doesn't do anything because the Supreme Court won't hear them. So if nobody is going to hear them, what's their recourse?
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I understand why people get frustrated, and people get frustrated that their side is being treated unfairly on both sides, and it's just crazy because you can't make either side happy. Like, you can't do it. So what do you do? I don't know. I'm gonna take a stab on this Pound Kiwi while it's pulled back. Why not?
We're talking about a disparity, right, between ideology. You were talking earlier about, and it's perpetuated a lot in just the media. You're talking about
that's another problem. Yeah, go ahead.
You were talking about, okay, just take the vaccines. This is new. You were telling us that there are stories you're seeing on the news where people are dying and it hasn't been going well. I'm just listening to this guy, Republican from Democratic Republican from the Hill, who's saying that the vaccine rollout has been impressive. They're blown away how good it's going.
Yeah, just a difference in a difference in narrative. It's a difference in narrative. It's
and
a narrative.
How they steer the narrative, and now you're gonna have, and because everything is so polarizing, that's why you have extremes. There's no in between, right?
Right.
So it's either a conspiracy, the vaccine completely, or it works. We can't critique it and say, well, it needs to be tweaked or it needs to be improved. Is either is a fraud or it works.
Right.
Rushed.
It's definitely right. Well, they're testing it on everybody, testing it on us. It's the problem. It's definitely rushed, but point made there. It's competing narratives. That's the competing for the hearts and minds of the people. It's it's just weird. Hero Kiwi, let's go. Come on. Finally got something in profit. Something's moving. Alrighty. But yeah, it's wild. It's crazy out there right now. Euro Aussie's going. Euro Kiwi's going. Might finally be on the move here. Need to hold that range low there on Euro Aussie. Euro Kiwi's good. Price action's really good on that. Honestly, approaching a point where it's probably a good idea to take some profit if you're worried about it. I'm looking for the bigger move here, but while that's a big full candle there, see where we're coming up to equilibrium here. It's a good spot to, if you happen to be in that, it's, it's like almost 20 pips, 19 pips. I'm looking for the bigger move personally, willing to sit it out. Whoops, smaller position on it. Yeah, got something going here. But yeah, crazy times out there. I don't know. We'll look and see what's going on. We'll take a spin through Twitter, see what's going on. Hold on, give me 1 second. Be right back. But anyway, right here on Euro Kiwi, this is probably a rejection point here. Hopefully it pushes through and holds this. We'll watch this.
All right, finally we're getting something
I was
here.
gonna say, man, geez, took forever. It's been 84 years.
Yeah, took forever. Yes, true.
But it's going right here is where 8809. Hold on, I'm gonna go warm my coffee up real quick. Well, this is going 688.
EAAEN, let's go.
09. Yep. EAEN, GN is a possibility as well.
And
yeah,
GG.
EAEN, definitely going. Looking good.
Yes,
we gotta hold. We gotta hold this. We need to get above this level and hold it. For the people on YouTube, they don't know what this level is. Just mark the line here. They don't know why or what that is, but we need to hold above this, and then we're going to be off to the races. So I would expect some kind of maybe rejection and action right here. But if we can get back above that, we gone. She gone. Give me 1 second. Be right back. 1 minute.
Wait, Wayne. I just saw that. Oh my god. I wasn't here, man. No, if Wayne have a surprise moment for me, I don't need this surprise, man. Sorry. Nah. Especially Wayne, Yeah, okay, Wayne, okay. Wayne, how is your oil long, by the way, since yesterday? This man longed oil at 50. Come on. Man, I hit 52 almost. No, man, I don't need that. If my dad opens it by accident or something, it would be like, he will be suspicious. He would say, I thought I raised you as a man or something. I don't know. No, man, I don't need that surprise, man. Oh, damn. Probably. But I'll tell him to use it then. Dude, what is going on this GJ, man? Die, man, finally, come on. Do something, bro. Paul, is that thing you're gonna send it to me? Is it brand new or you guys have used it before me or something? Looks like you guys have because you're saying sense of smell. I mean, that's kind of okay. I mean, I don't mind using it, man, unless you have Corona. Yeah, 2 days, not bad. Oh my god, bro. I'm way too tired for this, Paul. Come on, man. What even is that? I gotta translate this. I don't understand this. You choose, man. You choose. You tell me. Well, let's go. EA. Where have you been, Paul? Where have you been? It's been a while.
EA finally moving. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, man.
Right,
Finally.
there we go. Yeah, it's looking really good.
Yeah,
That's looking much better.
Didn't hit my orders.
Yeah, I mean, when you say it has to go lower, right? I got scared, so.
It's possible. They broke that lower.
I don't
still
think
have my
so.
order. I'm not moving them. I still have them there. It's just a little lower. Yeah,
it's still
that
possible.
lower area is the yearly equilibrium.
Yeah, it's pushing, boy.
But if it pushes here, sure, that's great.
See, it's never hurts to scale in, as Wayne says.
Yeah, I have my orders scaled in. I have 3 orders made in lower.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm
It's
just tripping the kitchen real quick. I'll be right back. trying to make something to eat
All
real
right,
quick
man.
and then watching while I got a second. Looking good here. Looking for higher on
Yeah,
that.
looking good, man.
Yeah, looking good. Look, probably back to the middle somewhere with a potential to get back to the top of the range. It's got it's got room on it. It
has a lot of room.
It's yeah. I mean, they're crazy low.
This will
Both
be
of them, E and EA, both.
If I could catch this swing, it'd be phenomenal, man.
Good.
Look, Ulysses, can you
This
translate?
is still a maybe. Yeah,
What's Paul saying, man? All right, man. What are you saying, Paul? What is that? Doesn't sound. Swords?
That's actually funny. I just saw. Talking about lace or crotchless.
Yeah, he said he's gonna send me a
funny.
gift, bro. Oh my
man.
god, man.
I think he wants the crotchless.
I'll take anything.
Nice one, Paul.
Oh my god, bro. Oof. Oh my god, it's pushing, boy. We better move that TP there to like 50, maybe. I'll take 50 pips. I would love to take 50 pips on this. Oh my god.
On which one?
Finally. EA. GJ is killing me, man. I'm in profit, no profit.
Apparently, yeah.
But I'm still in it though. Unless it stops me out. Still in it unless it stops me out. Still, it's wicked up, but I don't know. It's just.
If it slams down, I'd be so pissed off.
That's the why you're out.
Yeah, it took me out.
Well, I won't be messed up. I would be happy, to be honest. I'm up 21 pips on this EA, looking for 50 here. Maybe 20, 25 more. I'll be good. Go on, lad. Damn. It's so overbought, man. I'll be honest. This GJ thing is overbought. I don't know, man. Come on. 40 minutes till this 4-hour closes. So either it's gonna slam up so hard or it's gonna slam down, you know. So it decides. Looking nice here. Yes, that's right, I think. Wait, Wayne. There you go. Looking nice here. Oh, Wayne, you didn't tell me what happened to your oil long. Oil long. You're still in it, man. That's perfect.
Ready. I'm here. I'm just trying to eat something. I'm waiting on food. Trading NFP. I mean, I've got my own personal belief on NFP, especially this one, but I don't think it matters. We've talked about that a couple times. Talked about it yesterday and then this morning in London, but of why it doesn't matter. But it's whatever. I'm watching the time. I know there's likely to be volume in the market at 8:30. The same data we just got. The short version, it's the same information we just got from ADP. We already know it's bad. There's no surprise. And when there's no surprise, there's nothing to trade. There's no let's wait and see what happens. We already know. We already know it's terrible. We lost 123,000 jobs. Non-farm employment change reported by the largest payroll processing company. ADP is a payroll processing company. And you've already reported on Wednesday. Non-farm employment change, negative 123,000 jobs. On Thursday, we got the unemployment claims, 787,000 unemployment claims in 1 week. It's horrible. It's terrible. And then we're going to get the same information today at 8:30 that we just got on Wednesday and Thursday. There's no surprise. There's nothing to trade. So we know that there's likely to be retail volume coming in at 8:30. So we'll watch and see. Trade technical levels. It's just my own personal take on that. Only give me 1 minute. I'm almost done. Be right back. I'm here, just kind of taking a second to eat some breakfast and got a couple trades on, waiting to see if they're going to go. And that's about it. Right now, in Euro Aussie, Euro Kiwi, and Pound Kiwi, it's a maybe. They all have a lot of room to go. Pound Kiwi is going to do pips. If this is going to go, it's going to be a good one. It's just waiting to see. It's uncertain yet, but Euro Aussie and Euro Kiwi are running. So we're doing all right. We need to get above this level on Euro Kiwi here. And then we're going to be off to the races. Euro Aussie's looking gravy here. Looking good. Give me just a minute. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm just eating some breakfast. Give me a second.
Push it, push it, push it. Let's go. Let's go, nice. I'm up 70 pips on the day if you want to talk pips, man. And if this GJ goes, I would just be done. Come on. Paul, do something, man. Wait, there is this stock, if someone wanna look at it. Long term, 3 years old. Wow, right? And get out of here, right? Long term, baby. Oh my god, man. Yeah, it's a long term investment for him. It's a stock called Bitcoin. The single, it's at 42,000. Buy there and hold for 3 years. It's an investment. Want to give the stock name anymore, John? I mean, wait. A lot of volume here on Euro, baby. Something's going on. Spreads are insane high right now. Look. What? What's going on? Oh yeah, it's about to take off. That's what's going on. Oh, GJ. Oh my God. Finally.
No, it took me out. And I didn't
I
check
knew
that.
it, man. Come on, don't wake me out, please, man. Oh, it's waking, boy.
Not for now.
Oh no. Oh, it's waking. I told you, because of that 4 hour, you know, it's about to close, and it's very important here. So a lot of volume is about to happen here. Let's see though. Let's see. I gotta.
Oh, what happened? I was just running back in here. I was
A
listening to
lot
the
of
speakers on.
volume.
What happened to Pound Die?
Some volume here on everything.
8:30. We got a little bit of.
I don't know what.
See what's going on.
Something's going on.
Got the.
NFP.
Yeah, it's. Yeah,
maybe.
it's just.
Well, let me adjust my stop
for the
loss.
dollar and CAD. I would watch the CAD for sure. What
Yeah.
happens. Yeah, it's all bad numbers. It's all bad. Okay, I mean,
I guess.
it's negative 140. So was that a surprise? You know, look at the non-farm and the employment change. It was negative 140,000 jobs, and look what they told us on Wednesday. Negative 123,000.
GU's gonna dump.
We already knew it was going to be
on.
bad. There's no surprise here.
GU's gonna dump score.
So anyway,
I'm thinking
it's,
of
it's all
taking
baked in
profits.
though. It's sorry, I'm yelling the mic. It's all baked into the. It's baked into the cake.
Sorry.
No, you're good. No, I was yelling. I was like, didn't mean to scream in the mic. No, it's all baked in. So interesting on the CAD stuff though. I mean, we knew it was going to be bad.
Dude, what is this volume, man?
It's all bad.
making-
So
Ugh.
question is what
NFP
happens.
happened already?
I don't even know. I don't want to close trade so
Yeah,
I don't
I mean,
get
it's
banned
just-
on
I
demo.
mean, it's just the job numbers. It's just job numbers. The rates
No, I
decision
mean, it
is the
came
thing
out. It
that
came
moved.
out already? 8:30?
Yeah. The
Oh,
rates is
I
what
didn't even
moves the
know.
market.
I don't even pay attention to that shit no more. Man.
Yeah, me neither, man. That's
I can see on the
kind of
charts.
the point
to be
I'm
honest.
making. Like, just want to know what time the retail volume's coming in, and then watch technicals. But yeah, it's just 8:30. Got I mean, it was all as expected. It was bad. Same data we got on Wednesday.
Hmm.
So, you know, there's no surprise here. It's just
Nope.
yeah. And look, you know, look at the dollar. Look at the dollar flat. It's slamming up on bad data. No move in pre-market equities. Barely any move at all. Nothing significant.
Heads, maybe.
And this is the point. This is the whole point that I'm making, is that when you get bad numbers, you get horrible information. Bad. It's terrible. You know, we lost 140,000 jobs, and you know there's 700 and something thousand people filed unemployment. Now look at the dollar slamming to the upside. It's just fading. It's fading retail. It's all BS and it's bad for you. Hold on, give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Alright, man. Look at that pump on Dixie, boy. Releases. Look at that. That is nice. Looks like the weekly is gonna end up well on Dixie.
It's useless information.
I'm just saying. But yeah, it looks nice. USD dollar. Let me check Osman. Wasn't that Osman he said? Yeah, Osman. Let me see. Yeah. Oh my mami. It's a big wick. Yeah, that's a spectator. Yeah, I would not touch that. Nope, not for me.
Yeah, it's just useless information, to be honest. It's the same information we got on Wednesday, and everybody already knew it was going to be bad. There's no surprise, you know, when everybody knows that people aren't working because of COVID. It's, you know, when there's no surprise, there's no trade. But anyway, it's interesting though. So yeah, there's that. So now we got that out of the way and let the markets move, hopefully. Hopefully things will get kicked off here. Let's go. Euro Aussie's looking really good here.
Yes, sir. Looks like pound yen also, hopefully. It's working. But I'm in, yeah, 12 pips, but it's not much. Come on, go, go. Go. I just adjusted my stop loss on pound yen just in case it wicks, and stop note and profits because it's wicking. If it wicks either way, it's gonna fly or die so fast. So just in case it wicks up, I'll be good. Stonks, baby, stonks. Let's go. We're almost there.
And just faded all the retail noobs trying to trade NFP. It's hilarious. I don't know why people still do it. Just faded everybody on bad data. Lol. Lol.
I took 10 pips on GJ, a wicked. This thing looks bullish now. But yeah. It's wicking still, but yeah, just stop now and profit. Still in EA.
GU, man. Look at that big pump on GU.
GU? Yeah, because of the dollar, man. Oh, look at that wick. Oh, never mind, man. Dollar wicked. Never mind.
All right.
Oh, now it tells you that.
Faded.
It's weird
Everybody-
though.
Now it
everybody got
tells you that.
faded.
Yes.
GU's going up at the.
Now it tells you the
It's got
truth here,
faded.
the chart. Yeah.
It's got faded
Look
on
at
it.
that, man.
Let's go. Let's
Oh
go.
man, look at this GU, baby. Holy.
Oh yeah.
It's a nice pump, man.
Yep. Get it. Needs to come back though. I mean, it's probably not going to. But yeah, look where it came back to also. And that marked out from earlier. Waiting to get back into that block. It was just got faded. I would be careful with it still. I would be very careful with that right now.
I trust it.
If I was already short, I would definitely be short. I would stay there. Take it now. I mean, I'm looking at the dollar. Short dollar.
Yeah, that's correct.
Gold broke the low again.
I need to go lower too, yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's a stop on dance. Yep.
1850.
Stop on dance. That's exactly what's going on. It's exactly what it is. You know, just right now it's still a range, but the overall price action of what's going on here is, you know, you'll see it on a higher time frame. Right now, you know, is
See this going lower, man. Still, yeah.
of course, man. Yep. So we were talking about yesterday. It's stepping down. It's the end. It's the top of the cycle, and now it's starting to step down temporarily. You got a lot of accumulation here, though, to the left over the last week. So I don't know. We'll watch it, but yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it's making moves. You see what's happening here. It's making moves. It's not a sell from here, but it looks like it's on the way down. I don't know how much farther is the question. It all made sense. It's a short-term cycle, but I think it's going to go one more round, and then we'll see. It's probably going to be a big, huge range. This is probably going to be the low of an overall range, a bigger range, something like that. And it's probably going to take one more peak low down here, make a higher low, and then start stepping back up. If I had to guess, it's probably going to come back and retest down in here. Makes sense. Yeah, it would make sense for it to go another level, one more step down at least, and that would put it at the, you know, at a range low. It'd be this like big overall range. Makes sense. It's probably not done. It's probably slowing down the dump, but I doubt it's done yet. It's stop hunt dance on the 1 hour. You're just getting the during, that kind of thing.
Yeah, when gold dips, man, it dips hard, man. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
it just goes fast. Yeah.
But the cycle
1950.
makes sense.
Yeah.
The overall cycle makes sense. You know, probably coming back to being this big, huge thing here. I don't know. I would guess one more run to the downside.
That looked like inverted head and shoulders if you zoom out. I don't know if it completed.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Thing is, yeah.
I mean, overall, like short term, it's probably just going to be in a range to see if it fails and then dips lower one more time. It may just cut straight through. Things gone.
And they're weak on EU.
Oh yeah, it's low today too, though. Yeah, so it's below the weekly low and the daily low. So you're at an extreme on the daily and the weekly at the same
Going
time.
to at least 1835.
I think it's going down a little more. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it's gonna go back to the low of this. You retest all this stuff down here.
The monthly, the halfway in the monthly is 1839, and there's a liquidity level at 1835. I don't know, man.
Gotcha, yeah.
I feel like there's a good chance we can go lower.
Sure, of course.
With that kind of pattern we've seen on the monthly before.
Yeah, that weekly doesn't look good anymore. Oh man, that's a bad weekly. It's a big gravestone doji on the weekly.
Well. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons.
I just wanted to check out the weekly too while I was looking at it. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
It's just started the month as well, man.
I see what you're saying.
Made
there.
it a
Center
wick all the
mass
way
too.
up. Yeah, made a wick up, and then
doesn't look good. It's not going to be a good close. It could be like an evening star kind of next week. Next week could be another down. It's possible that next week is another.
Exactly. That's what I think as well. And then I think it's going to go lower, but I think it's going to go to that failed reversal and the monthly brought back into that.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Does not look good. Dollar just got faded. Oh my god.
Wrecked, man.
So wrecked, man.
But if you look at the weekly, right? If you look at the weekly, it's still that looks bad now. But if this closes above 89.89, that would end up as a doji. It would just take off, man. But we still got all day.
Yeah, I was gonna say the day's not over. Pound just got wrecked too. Pound's in trouble.
Man,
that's the Kiwi. Never mind.
Yes.
Yeah, pound dollar took a big pump. It just needs to come back. Like it's too it's too high to buy it now for me. I'm not chasing it.
Yeah.
Same thing here on look at GJ, man. It's looking so hard. Up and down. At least I got stopped in profit.
Yeah.
But this thing is scary.
Pound's ranging today. It's overall it's kind of choppy, but getting a little move there on some of them. Pound dollar and pound yen looking all right. Pound Aussie, pound Kiwi are kind of ranging. Pound yen is really rangy. It's back on the low of that range. Pound dollar moves when the dollar got wrecked, but dollar and the CAD's about it. Pound CAD looked really good. Should have taken that earlier. Thought about it. Just wasn't worth the risk at the time. Yeah, so looking for a range here on gold to eventually probably fail one more time. Hold on a second.
Is it what we're talking about on gold? You know, I'm waiting for movement. I'm not getting chopped up yesterday.
Yep, it's exactly what we're talking about. I mean, exactly. Everything's just played out. You know, just probably looking lower. I mean, I doubt that's the low. I just doubt that's the low. I think it's the low today, but I don't think it's the low of the cycle. It might be the low today. This thing is just stupid low right now on the weekly and the daily. It's way below. You know, it's way down underwater. You know, that beach ball is.
Yeah, I don't think it's a low. I don't think it's the permanent low for bounce, but I think it's getting close.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of.
It's like I have a buy order at 1848.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I could see that.
Our orders at 1848 to start scaling.
Overall, probably just a big.
For short term, move back up. In terms of cycles, this is like definitely a daily cycle low here coming up.
Yeah, this thing's just so low today. You probably don't want to sell it now. It's not a good idea to sell it now. We're below the weekly projection and the daily projection at the same time. It's just that is not a good idea. Not a good idea to sell it. You know, that's the thing. Is I would be more inclined to believe that that's going to come back up a little bit today, but I don't know how. I don't think it's going to be like some massive recovery. I don't know. We'll see. It's a maybe.
Other reason too is that 1874, 82, or 85 is very strong support for gold. 1874.
Figure out what to do with that pound QE. I might have to close it. I'm okay with these euro pairs. They're just so low anyway. I'm alright with that. I'll wait on those. Got small pieces on it anyway. Looking for something else, like something that now that the market's moving, need to actually look and see what's going on. Dollar wrecked. I mean, there's nothing to do there. Euro dollar long, but it's kind of late. Come back quite a bit. Needs to pull back. Short term, it's already moved. Yeah, I don't know. We got market moving. Euro pound is a maybe. Pulling back, that makes you wonder about the pound. Need to hedge with that. That looks like it's going to flip bullish here. And it could be pound weakness. Chilling right now. Isolate the base components, see what we got. Got a flat pound. Dollar just took a big dump, got faded. God. Flat pound. Euro's trying. It's already had quite a bit of a move, and then again, the more it moves up, the more likely it is to have a pullback off of the high. So I don't know, we'll watch it. Got a whole bunch of nothing going on, really. There's no sustained move. That's a maybe here. Euro pound is a maybe. I actually like that euro pound there. Where it is. I don't know, we'll see. 1 second. Wow, just waiting. Yeah, I don't know, watching. See what that's gonna do. Flipping through other charts here. Euro Aussie, just wanted us to come back and make a higher low. This is more of a long-term thing. I'm totally fine with that. I'm willing to hold this and wait. This is what I'm saying. This is probably going to have some issue right here, but as long as this makes a higher low, it's a maybe. Looking for a range there. Figure out what's going on. Euro pound is... like there's going to be ranges on everything. Honestly, like stuff just doesn't look amazing. Looks like everything's just going to be in a range. It's like things are trying to reverse, but aren't quite strong enough to reverse yet. It's getting a little later in the morning on a Friday. So trying to see what may continue here, like what's actually got a chance. Pound Aussie is a possibility. Man, like what might go? This structure looks good here. Like it's trying to roll out, and it's kind of holding. So maybe. Pound Kiwi still looks good. Staying in that. It just may not make a big move today, but maybe toward the end of the day. Depends on what the pound does. CAD's already moved. It's just really choppy. It's been a grindy chop all the way up. It hasn't really gone that far. Pound yen is nothing but chop today. Leaving it alone. I would have rather been short than long, but it's not showing a sustained move. Let me flip back over here so you can see it. Pound Kiwi, I'm staying in this. It's just not bad enough to worry about yet. You can take a stop if you want to. I'm staying in it. There's something else happening here on higher time frames. It's just we're back to the low of this range. I'm watching to see what happens here. You know, see what happens in this range. If it's going to hold this and come back up or what. Or if it starts to come down to here, I'll make a decision. Staying in it for now. I got a small position. I might actually add to this if I'll figure it out or hedge it with something. Pound Aussie is interesting here too. Just got some in profit. It's a bunch of maybes. Nothing to do, man. A little late in the morning to have not had a sustained move anywhere. You know, this, look at this, man. Look at the spikes here on the top and the bottom. That is just the death dealer right here. It expanded both ways is what happened. You broke the low and then broke the high. Majority of your meat, the meat of the move is inside of here. So are we going to be on top of that or on the bottom of it? It's crazy. It's just expanded both ways, went down and then up and then sold off again, back into the meat of the move, where the density is. It's just dangerous. Pound dollar, talking about pound dollar, wherever it is. Here, it's crazy. Dangerous stuff. We got everybody out. Spike the low, spike the high, and now it's back. Gosh, sorry about that. Too long. Maybe I'm muted, not muted, yeah. Anywho, I'm gonna try this again. See if we can find another entry here. It's just the pound is really dangerous right now. See how this candle closes on pound dollar. I don't know. See where the dollar is gonna close. It's coming down now, so interesting. Again, we're gonna watch this weekly close on the dollar, see what's gonna happen. I mean, we expected this. This is exactly what we were looking for. You know, we said yesterday we were watching for this potential diamond. We had a whole conversation about this. When this, you know, especially when this broke the high, we were saying before this happened, we're saying it either needs to go up and then come back, or come down and then go up. And it chose the option one. So we went up and now we're pulling back. We're looking for a higher low, wherever it's going to be. We're watching this to try to track where might a higher low be. And when it kind of shows itself, yeah, it may even be all the way back lower. Going to be looking to get in something euro dollar maybe. So now we're trying to figure out what this weekly candle is going to look like when it closes. Figure out how much farther, you know, if we close a bearish candle here on the next open of the next weekly candle, even if this closed like this, it's still likely to dip back down a little bit. So we're still likely to go lower on the open of the next week, which would be like Monday, Tuesday. You know, we could get a Monday, Tuesday to the downside and then a pull back up for the rest of the week to flip the candle bullish next week. And we need to see where this is going to close to determine if we're going to try to take the open short or take the open long. Like if it comes all the way back down but still closes with some room on it, you know, there might be moving up earlier in the week. But if we close high up here, close high with a lot of wick on the bottom, it's likely to pull back down first. We're still looking for a higher low, maybe. But you see, you know, trying to make a determination where we're going to be heading early in the week. Are we going to get the move down first, or are we going to move up, straight up off the, you know, the low of the beginning of the week, the open of the weekly candle? So where this weekly candle closes is going to matter. Off here. So again, it's crazy. This was actually flipped bullish for a minute today. So where this weekly candle closes is going to matter how we approach the beginning of next week with the dollar. But next week has a potential to make a higher low and not break the wick low here on the weekly. So next week we're going to be looking for the low of the week next week, because that's where your good risk reward is going to be, is on the low of the week, anticipating that it doesn't break the low again. But yeah, short term we took option one and went up first. So now we're waiting for just waiting for this to come down. All good. Just waiting for it to come down. You know, the process has started. You know, we've had lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. You know, low, 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 lower highs. All of a sudden, higher high. We now got our first higher high. So now we're looking for the place where we get the higher low. Complete the trifecta here. You know, that kind of thing. Looking for that it'll probably be Monday, Tuesday. Probably going to come down here and just chill out, and then continue dropping at the beginning of the week. Make the low, the wick on the low, bottom of that weekly candle, and then the good risk is going to be to try to take it back up after it pulls down. So that's the plan, Stan. And then we'll figure it out. Euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar CAD. You know, there's something predictable happening here. You know, that's why we're on top of this, because this is something you can kind of see what might happen in the future, what's likely to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, but there's something predictable here. We have a transition here. We got something just changed right here. So now we have a good idea that there's going to be a higher low coming, and we're going to track that. Where is that higher low going to be? Because we're going to try to catch that. We're going to try to, when this gets down here, going to short euro dollar, short pound dollar, long dollar CAD. depending on, you know, what the secondary components are doing, but you see the idea. But yeah, it's the plan. At least for now. Makes sense. So we get in the down move, just expecting more downside on the dollar. It's already moved a lot today, so see where this closes. Could range, maybe very little spikes, spike low, maybe down, stop, hunt, dance kind of thing until it stops. And then Monday, finish that, you know, the finishing move on Monday. That would make more sense. We'll watch that. Come on here, whatever this is. Euro Aussie's a maybe. Kiwis a maybe. Trying to take something today, trying to get some pips. Something, man. There we go. Come on back. Come on back up. Just, I don't expect this to be exciting, to be honest. I expected this to be pretty boring. It's just, it's working itself out on the low. This may be like, you know, Monday or something. It might make a move. Hoping this holds today. I was hoping this would float up a little bit by the end of the day. There's still time. It's only 9. We got a new 4-hour candle, by the way. Take a look at that. Just look at it. Would you look at that? Let's do a 4-hour sweep here in a second. Hold on. Take a sip of this water. Give me 1 second.
And bounce on gold, huh? Off 1878 support.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's about done for the day. I was gonna say to the downside. Yeah, good bounce there. Yeah, makes sense. Yep, liquidity right here below that. It makes sense. You know, coming back into this last consolidation before it took off. That, you know, it makes sense. Same thing, you know. But yeah, is watching this for a range. So now we're back to the top of this range. So here's the question: does it go back up? So maybe. So I was saying this is not likely to go much lower than that, given how low this is on the weekly. You know, we're way below the weekly and the daily at the same time. You know, again, on average, you know, we're way low. This is crazy low. So now the question is, Does this range here, does it consolidate? And is it the peak low? I'm not convinced yet that that's the peak low, but maybe. I have to see what happens here. I think tapping below this, I mean, it's just, we'll see. We'll see. In there somewhere. But right now, today, yeah. I mean, I would have rather been long from the bottom of this and, get stop at break even kind of thing. It's not a buy now, but it's definitely not a short. It's way too low to sell it, but it's at the top of the range, so you probably don't want to buy it now. Yeah, interesting though. Yeah, that was a nice move off the low. Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Anyway, let's take a look here. See what we got. 4 hours. 4 hour sweep. While we watch pound CAD here on this. See if this is going to continue. On dollars, another maybe. Let's take a look at this 4 hour sweep here. Dollar is not closed yet, but not looking good. It got faded. Just faded the bump on that. And that's just in a range. It's probably not, I wouldn't expect this to go too much lower than that. Maybe. Probably just going to hang out here, and then the next candle is probably just going to be a little nothing. It's probably going to close up here somewhere as a hammer, red hammer on the daily, and then dump Monday. My guess. Well, not enough information yet, but we'll wait and see. Solid close on Euro Aussie. It's better than nothing. It's not amazing. It's better than nothing. I mean, it's kind of failed center mass there, so it's a maybe. We'll see if it goes up or not. If this candle closes all the way on the low, just be out of it. I'll wait for this 4 hour candle. If it's gonna break the low, I'll just be out of it. So maybe it's worth a shot. It is still okay because of how low these are. It's just still okay. Euro Kiwis, same thing. It's when you get an inverted, looks a little better. Inverted hammer on the low, like that's what reversals are made out of right there. That's a maybe. Wait, very good candle on EuroCAD. Looks good. As this pulls back, I mean, we're right there too. Pulling back right into that. It's a good spot. Somewhere between here and center mass. Yeah, we're pulling back into I mean, it's honestly like a buy. It's a buy on the 4 hour after breaking the low. What's not to love about that? Broke the low. We got a new low, and bullish engulfing, small body pullback. It's all there. Makes sense. EuroCAD. I need to watch that actually. See what that looks like on lower time frames in a minute. We'll mark that. It looks like it's going to be a range consolidation on lower time frames. We'll come back to that, but this is very interesting right here. That was a really good candle close on EuroCAD. Euro dollar, same thing, identical on Euro dollar. Big bullish candle. You got the pro blow too. This is a higher time frame block starting. This is a very good thing. Got the pro blow and then a big bullish candle. Looking for the pullback to that right there. This is where your good risk reward entry is going to be, to take it long the other way. Even though this is kind of near the high of a rejection range, we just closed a big bullish candle. So this is honestly like you're looking to get back to the top of a range here on Euro dollar, higher time frames. We've already got this marked out as a potential range low, and look where it came down to today. Just again forecasting out into the future that maybe this is just a big range. This kind of thing. Sellers on the top, buyers on the bottom kind of thing. And we've now come off the low. Come off the low of it. Big bullish candle and pulled back, rejecting hard too. That was your entry. Just kind of missed it. EuroCAD, Euro dollar long. anticipating that the dollar drops on into Monday or Tuesday. As that pulls back on lower time frames, might want to watch that. It just makes sense, you know, looking to get back to the top of the range after hitting the bottom, and we just hit the bottom. You know, just logic, you know, just logic wise, looking for that. And if the dollar goes down Monday or Tuesday, like we were just talking about, that would support this move. That would make sense. So euro dollar on the pullback would make sense. And you got identical price action on euro CAD. It's actually better on euro CAD because we broke a low and tapped into this right here, the buy side of that previous order block right here. If you split this, you got sellers on the top, buyers on the bottom. You know, just normally just look at the buy side of it, but see what happened there on the buy side of that big bullish candle, small body pullback. The risk reward is to the upside, even if it's just to make a lower high right here overall. You know, even if it's just to do that. Counter trend move to the upside, euro CAD and euro dollar. So we need to watch that. Makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense there. Euro pound. Yeah, it's meh. It's not really a good close. I have to see how this next candle closes. That was kind of a failure close. I would guess that that's probably got more to go to the downside. That could foreshadow a bullish dollar. I mean, a pound. I mean, bullish pound. But again, we'll have to see how this closes. This could also 3-line strike that type of price action, and then you're looking for the measured move down. Could be the beginning of a range, possibly, where you get the grind back up. It's possible, but these are 4-hour candles, so we'll know after this candle. That's a possibility. And the other possibility is that this fails here, closes equal body lows, and continues down on the next 4-hour candle. So we'll watch that. And what I'm saying is, it could go either way. With this kind of big bearish candle, and you close like the lower third, lower quarter of that big candle, it's either you're gonna get the grindy strike back to the point of the dump with the measured move lower, or it's gonna fail here and dump down. So we got to wait and see how this candle closes. Will probably give us more information, and probably watch it on lower time frames. So euro CAD, euro dollar, we're watching for pullbacks, honestly. We'll come back to that. Need to watch that because of where euro CAD is right now. Euro CAD's at a really interesting spot on that pullback right now on lower time frames. But anyway, come back to that. Euro Swiss, it's a range low probably. It's just back what's likely going to be some kind of range. You know, it's not really a good buy, but with this probe low, there's a possibility that this makes a move back up. It's just not the right entry right there. We'll come back to that. Euro yen was same kind of thing. Looking for the grindy strike. Back to the sellers. For the measured move back down to the low of the range. It's just mechanics of a range. For an overall range here, probably on the way back up. Just not the best entry, if I had to guess. Something like that. These are 4-hour candles though, so this is going to be out of the scope of today. But we'll see. See how this candle closes. Same thing. It's an iffy candle. Pound dollar's bullish, but it's already moved. Got sellers here. You know, potential lower high still, so you need to be careful with that. Just in case, you know, there's still a possibility that that's a lower high. Price action wise. Kind of got equal lows though. So overall, if you know, realistically, if you look at this, equal lows and lower highs, that's not really, it's slightly less than amazing. We'll put it that way. Slightly less than amazing on the 4 hour. But again, if we can get through that, then that might be a different story. But as of right now, you got equal lows and lower highs. And you got to trade what you see until it changes. And we're on the high in the sell zone, so it's not a good idea to buy here, in my opinion. You know, I mean, you could take the risk on it and just make sure you got to stop in, because there could be volatility in here, you know, flapping back and forth, really, between here. You know, there'd be a lot going on in here, and you're on the high of it right now where the sellers are. Not a good idea. Good close though. It was a strong close. Pound yen, I mean, this thing's still trying. It's just on the high. It's on the high. You know, you've got equal lows and equal highs. You've got a flat range here, and we're on the high of it. So risk reward wise, it's just not a good idea to buy it, for me personally. You know, we just spent the entire week going up, and we marched all the way back up to the high all week. End of the day on a Friday at the high of a range. It's just not a good idea. You know, even though this looks bullish short term, question is, how far is it going to go before it slams down? You know, maybe this this 4 hour candle is bullish, you know. So short term, maybe there may be something there short term. CAD's a little better because it's lower, but at the same time, it's not amazing. I mean, it's already moved. It's already moved. You got sellers just above, but not quite there yet. This may be a pullback candle, and then potentially close the day high. That's a maybe. It's in a weird spot here because there's room between the sellers and the pullback level here that you'd be watching. Maybe watching either down here for a pullback or center mass, right about where it is right now. And there's you know, there may be a little bit of room here, maybe 20-30 pips, you know, to try to catch, you know. Oops, here comes the dogs out there. It's a maybe. I think Euro CAD's the best trade right now. Watching it. That is iffy right here on pound Swiss. It's just, yeah, it's a lower high. It's just kind of bearish. It was a nasty close, but at the same time, from experience, what's likely to happen here is a small body candle and then a pull back up to the top like that. It's probably just going to be a range consolidation above the previous right here. It's stepped up in price. You see how see what's happening there? That's what's likely to happen here. I would guess that there's going to be very little volatility on the body of this candle, and the next 4 hour candle is going to be an up candle. So we'll watch this. As long as this doesn't break the low on this candle on pound Swiss, probably write this down. Need to mark this one. We'll mark that. We'll leave it there. As long as this is a lower kind of low volatility rangy candle, we range here and don't die and don't break this low, I would guess that the next candle is going to be up to retest the top of the range, given the structure here, and it looks like we're marching back up. That would make sense given this candle right here. And you're just looking, yeah, if you're going to take the risk, you're looking for buys below the close of the previous candle, but below the close but above the low. So we'll watch this. It would be better to wait and see how this closes. If this is going to be like a real small body candle, the open of the next candle is going to be where the money's at, you know, running that back up to the top of the range. If this doesn't fail, the next candle is likely to be green. So that's a maybe right there, maybe for the end of the day on pound Swiss. We'll have to check that on lower time frames. Gold, yeah, gold's wrecked. We'll come over here and we'll take a look at gold in just a second. Getting there. Man, that Euro CAD, I knew I should have bought that. Now it's right off the equilibrium. I mean, right off the center level. multiple opportunities to get in there. I have a feeling going to look at that later and wish I would have bought that based on that 4 hour. Euro dollar too. Got it up on another chart, sitting there watching it. Just didn't take the pullback. Should have bought the pullback. Euro dollar's about to run. So is Euro CAD. By the way, we need to hurry up and watch that. Pound Kiwi 4 hour. Depends on how this candle closes. This is still a maybe, and it's very low. If this closes strong, this is going to be good. It's a maybe. Nothing really there. Pound Aussie's kind of the same thing. As long as it doesn't break the low, it's okay. It's not an entry yet. NASDAQ, it's just not a buy. It's a grinding little tiny candles, leaving that alone. Not even interested in that on an all-time high. S&P, same thing. It's in a block on the all-time high. Nothing to do there. Maybe, and I'll see what happens at the close of the week here as the afternoon goes on. Man, I'm mad about that Euro dollar and Euro CAD. Both of them. Just didn't take the pullback. Actually, Euro CAD, I might get in here. Hold on a second. Got a higher time frame thing going on here on Euro CAD. I'm going to take a position here on Euro CAD long. Just full disclosure. Because as long as it holds anywhere around here. Ooh, hold on, let me click that now. Hold on a second. All right, perfect. Actually got a crap fill on it, but it's close. It's about right there. I'm willing to take a risk on that. And if it stays in the range, cool. Just in case it takes off from this consolidation and goes back up, I want to take one now. And if not, I'll wait and see if it gets back to the low. It's looking for something a little higher based on 4 hour. Figured out. Look at it later. EuroCAD. Where? Let this breathe a little bit. Looking for higher. Right there. Let that breathe. If it goes back to the low, I'll reevaluate that situation. Good. Anyway, watching pound CAD. Euro dollar's another one. It's already taken off. It sucks. Exact same price action on euro dollar. Short term, while this was pulled back all the way back down. And then it just slapped up all the way. So if this closes outside, probably going to take this. Let me get rid of all this crap on here. Object being that we've got this happening right here. Sellers on the top, buyers on the bottom, same thing. Just to show you the raw price action, you can see what I'm talking about. As long as this is going to hold and close strong on a pullback, I'm going to try to get involved on that. Going to get into the market on that. But we get it close strong here in 5 minutes, and then if it'll give me a pullback to the meat, I'll take it because of what's going on in the 4 hour. And assuming that the dollar, again, we're playing potential move down on the dollar going on into Monday, and it's definitely bearish now. We're squaring up bearish here. Probably going to take another run down. It's going to be a long on euro dollar short term. It makes the most sense. Waiting for it to pull back. I see a strong close here. And then the next candle. Try to buy the low of the next candle. Fade any red. Hopefully to the top of the opening range right here. We need to watch that. Anyway. Complete the 4 hour sweep real quick just to see if there's anything we're missing. See, we just found something on the 4 hour on euro dollar and euro CAD. Something potentially profitable. S&P is just too high. Dow's too high. Elon Musk is the world's richest man now. Shout out to Elon. Been bullish on Elon for a very long time. World's richest man posting Doge and Bitcoin memes. Lol. That's my boy. You're my boy, Blue. World's richest man posting crazy Dogecoin memes. Think about that for a second. It's good times. What a time to be alive. Dollar CAD is a maybe. It's bearish for now. Obviously, it's getting wrecked. It's not a buy. So if the dollar is going to get wrecked, we're looking to be long euro dollar. Euro CAD still good. Euro dollar might walk away. Just going to miss it. It needs to pull back. It'll pull back a little bit. Going to be interested in that. Euro CAD is still a maybe. I like what it's printing. I'm gonna watch Euro dollar for a second because there's a good opportunity on that on the 4 hour. Dollar peso is bearish. That was wildly bearish candle. I mean, there's only one way to take that, and it's down. It's already kind of come down a little bit. It might not be the best entry, but I mean, there's only one answer there. Nothing to do. I don't really like the entry, but I'd rather be short. Oil is obviously ridiculous right now. It's crazy high. Watching this short term, it's actually come up a little bit, so it's holding. It's kind of holding. Yeah, it'd be crazy if Tesla splits again. It's possible. Yeah. I don't know what to do on oil here. I mean, this is just so high that, I mean, it's a good game on the, the long today. Within the daily context here, it makes sense that it could have gone higher. It's just overall, it's sketchy. It's really, really high. And okay, I see where we are now. That you got a possible high of the day. This level is a possible high of the day. Always, you got to watch this level. Doesn't mean it is, but right now it looks like a range, which is good. That's a good thing. Right now you've got potentially something like that, but you're in a range here. If I was long, I would probably stay in it long. I'm just not. It's not an entry long now. If it would come back down and retest the bottom of that, I'd be all over that. It probably won't be there long. If it would tag that one more time, it probably won't stay there. It's probably going to run. Watch that. Gold. Yeah, gold we talked about. I mean, we've been all over gold since yesterday. Playing that one like a fiddle. It's just it was a range high, range consolidation. And it bounced right off the top of the range, right on cue. So we've got a range here. And there's nothing to do. It's not a buy and it's not a sell. It's way too low to sell it. And yeah. I mean, I'd rather be long than short right now. As far as right now, if I had to choose, I'd rather be long. But it's iffy. But it depends on when, again, where your target is, what your time frame to hold is. Because it's probably not the cycle low, and that may come on Monday depending on what happens here. If it's ranges for the rest of the day, it's it ranges for the rest of the day, it's it'll probably take that last dip on Monday. Still a maybe. I mean, price action wise, it just looks like that's what's happening. And if this isn't going to be a peak low, we had an equal low here, which is unlikely to be any kind of peak cycle low. When you have an equal low or an equal high, it's unlikely to be the top or the bottom. So knowing that we've got all of this down here, what's likely to be a range low, just one more little dip lower, that kind of thing, that would make the most sense to me personally at this point. As far as the 4 hours concerned, just going over this again if anybody missed it. Right now it's a range. I'd rather be long than short term, over the next few hours. You know, we're kind of in the middle of a range, but you know, it's like a swooping pullback here, pulling back into some density. You know, we'll see. You know, see what happens. It's just when you got equal lows like that, it's probably not the low. It's very unlikely to be the low actually on equal lows. If you go back and look at your lows, your swing lows on charts, and a spread equal low like that is extremely unlikely to be the low of the range or of the cycle. I mean, it's just not likely. So, but short term, like I could see this, you know, popping back up a little bit. We'll see. It's in the middle. As far as the 4 hour, yeah, it's just depends on how this 4 hour closes. Got a lot of indecision here. Potential stop hunt dance again. You know, just drop range consolidation, drop the low, setting a trap. I don't know. I would wait. I wouldn't do anything on it. I would rather be long than short if I had to choose now. But got 3.5 hours for this candle to close. Hopefully this is just coming down to make a wick and maybe slap back up. It's just not really amazing. You know, I definitely wouldn't want to sell it here, knowing that this is sitting here. I just don't think it's the cycle low, but I definitely wouldn't sell it. You know, this is, you know, that it came back to the buy side of this block. It makes sense. 2 rejections in a row. And now, you know, just see if it breaks the low. If it doesn't break the low, then, you know, you might get a move up. It might pop back up a little bit, and it could be a higher low. It's possible. It's possible that this is just another higher low. But I wouldn't bet a lot on it, personally. Just looking at the structure of it. But as of today, this is extremely low. It's low on the weekly and it's low on the daily at the same time. So it's not a bad risk reward. You know, it's just, I just don't think it's the right entry personally. But, you know, again, lower time frames, you know, you're going to see something different. Yeah, come on. Need the dollar to dump and the euro to pump. Let's go. Pump the euro, dump the dollar. Sit on euro dollar, I'll wait on that. I'm just watching right now. Pound CAD is a possibility that it makes another run. Euro Aussie's good. Still in profit. Euro Kiwi still in profit. We're eating. Euro CAD's in profit. Euro dollar, I'm not in yet. I'm waiting for this to see if this is going to come back to the buy side here. This will give me one more shot on the low end. I'm going to take that and anticipate that the dollar is going to drop. Pound Q or pound, whatever that is a maybe. I'm still holding this. Right now it's in a range, and until that changes, I'm going to stay in it. It just didn't go. I was hoping that this was going to take off, and it didn't. But it's also not a sell either. It's not a short. Because how low this is. Got a higher low W with a target low and a target high in the middle. It's not a sell. It just didn't go. So I'm going to wait on this. It's not big enough to worry about. It's definitely not a short. So that one's the only one that's under. Then the other 3 are above water. Just waiting to see if they're going to go. Watching euro dollar for a potential pullback today over the next few hours. If it'll give me enough of a pullback, I'm just going to position on that and guess that the dollar is going to continue lower over the next day. The entry's not quite there yet. Yeah, watching. Am I still in Bitcoin? I got rid of a lot of my almost all of it, and I still have one little bit of Bitcoin in a wallet, but I'm actually thinking about I was just going to spend it. I thought about spending it. I was going to buy a PS5 and buy a graphics card for my PC and spend it on Newegg, but no, I can't get a PS5. But actually I was thinking about it, and I actually may buy some altcoins with it against Bitcoin while these alts are smoked. Might take a chance on some very, very, very low prices on altcoins against Bitcoin, against BTC, because BTC is so wild right now. All the altcoins have been pushed way under. So I'm thinking about just taking like taking a lottery ticket on it. We'll see. It's looking interesting here on Euro Dollar. One of those things where it looks like it's not good, but it might be. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot. Small position on it. Nothing crazy. And if it goes low, then whatever. While it's here on the top, I'm gonna take one small position on the top of the range here. And I don't know, if it goes lower, I might just close it. I'll give it to equilibrium. And if it comes all the way back back below this block, then whatever. And if it comes back to the low and rejects, I might jump back in, just in case it takes off from the top of the range here, just in case, because I'm looking for a bigger move on this anyway. Whoops, this is more of a play on a bearish dollar, short-term bearish dollar. Probably, honestly, looking for above this high right here, at a higher low here. Looking for above this high or at somewhere. Look for that. Gonna let it breathe a little bit. Small position, let it breathe. See if it actually resolves this to the upside. On Kiwi's fine. I'm just holding this one because it's still in a range. This is extremely low. This is just in a consolidation. I just took one position to see if it was going to go. And it started to and didn't. So as long as it stays in this consolidation, I'm fine with it. Not worried about that. Euro dollar. Looks like it's going to be a bad idea, but we'll see. I think something else is happening here. And as long as it stays above that block, I'll be okay with that. I'm going to get way up here somewhere. 23262. Come back to that later. Just positioning. I'm positioning for a directional move in the market that has nothing to do with really anything. Has nothing to do with like these candles or anything. We'll see what happens. See what the net position gains between the different positions over time. And because there's nothing else to do, to be honest, there's really not much other risk reward going on. So we'll come back to all of that. See if that holds the top of the range. Euro Aussie's looking good here. Euro Aussie looks great. To hold that range low looks good. Same thing on Euro Kiwi. It's a good sign that it held that. Euro CAD is again looking to hold this consolidation. I'm looking for a range consolidation here. That's the gamble. I'm just trying to buy the bottom of this range. It looks like it's going to be a range, and I'm trying to buy the bottom of it and hope that it does that. So that makes sense. Same thing here. Hoping it was going to hold the top there, but as long as it stays above this, the buy side of this block, so just in case it didn't come back in. As long as it holds here, that I'm not worried about 2 pips. I'm guessing that this is going to flip bullish and stay there. That the dollar is going to continue lower. We'll see. Anyway, honestly, now's the time to buy it. To be honest, it's just in case it didn't come back. See what that looks like all later. I don't know. About it. Pound yen. This is holding. Like, this actually is okay. It's just too high. Like, if this was happening earlier in the day, I would say take a counter trend move on this and try to buy it, but It's just too high to be late in the day and trying to do that, buying the top of the range. I don't know, we'll see. Way bigger target than that. Looking much higher here. Anyway. See how that goes. I don't know. Just kind of watching right now. yeah. Talking about buying Bitcoin. Yeah. I bought a lot back in late 2016, early 2017. I bought when it went over $1,000. I put some money in, like, as an investment, and then I think I bought again when it went to, I think it was 2,200. My two biggest buys in the beginning were I think it was like 1,200. It was like 1,100 when it went over 1,000. I jumped in, and then about 2,200 again. So, and then I held it and I never touched it for like 3 years. Never even moved. So, and then I actually sold like half of it. When it went up to 20,000, it went to like 20K and I didn't sell, and I was mad, and it came down to like 12. I think on the way down from the first big pump, it was down to like 12, and I just panic sold it and was like, crap, I'm going to lose it all. It's going back down. And I'm actually glad that I did that, because it ended up going back down to like 3,000. So I panic sold half of it, and then it ended up being the right decision. I was mad about it for a while. I was was just mad. I was like, man, I cannot believe that it went all the way up there. Like, I had, the watch that balance go up and then down. Watch it go all the way back down. So I was like, well, then I ended up selling some. Yeah, gold's not doing anything. Gold's in a range. I don't even need to look at it. We'll take a look at it though. My guess is it's going to be in a range and then end up going lower at some point, but it's, oh, okay. It's dumping.
Hey, BB.
It is dumping. Hey, what's up?
$1 pull back just like you wanted.
Yep, I was just jumping in on that. The time to buy it was probably like right in here on this block, to be honest. Like, now's the time probably. I'm just, just for me personally. I just got a little position on it. I actually might add to it. It's just a 4-hour play, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this has everything to do with the 4-hour. That big bullish move, pulling back, center mass somewhere in here. I took one at the top just in case it didn't come back, but it's only a few pips away, and I'm just anticipating higher prices on that at some point, and again, guessing that the dollar is going to continue lower, which it's almost certainly going to do. It's a pretty safe play, in my opinion. Long euro dollar, looking at what the dollar's doing, and then looking at this big bullish move, center mass pullback, just came off of a range low. It seems like a safe play to me at the moment, my opinion. Just especially back where it is, like right now, honestly, is this is where you would take the risk on it, but it's just whatever. It's a small, I put 25,000 units on it. Could have been big, no big deal, whatever. I'm waiting on it. And I'm going to watch this. This is more of I'm just going to leave this until it goes up, because it's almost certainly going to go up. Just not even worried about that. It's a first position, but hopefully that holds. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's a maybe. Maybe. Like, here's what I got going on right now. Everything it's all the same stuff. Really much of anything. Some things in profit. It's euro dollars or whatever. I'm just basically hovering right now. Haven't done anything today. Had some bot stuff that not to be confused with butt stuff, but some bot stuff that I was just testing around. It's crazy because it did what it was supposed to do. It closed out. I had it set to close out 0.1%, and then I had some other positions going to profit, and it just closed everything in the bot. So it just closed it. It closed some of these at a negative, but it did what it was supposed to do, because I had other positions that were in profit. My net gain was in profit. So whatever. So yeah, it actually did what it was supposed to do. I was just testing some stuff. Yeah, we'll see. I'm just positioning and we'll see what happens. I was hoping that was going to hold, but I'm not really that worried about the euro dollar situation. Yeah, as long as everything else stays good. It's a net. We'll see what happens with the net. So yeah, anyway, gold smoked. I mean, can't say we didn't see that coming. Looking for the peak low back to the range low. I mean, it's all there. So we're now broken out of that consolidation. We're looking for the low of this overall range. Get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. It's just, that's what I was saying, it's probably not the low. Wasn't sure that was gonna, I figured it was gonna range there for a minute, but I guess they're just going for it now. It's just going for the overall low. There's gonna be a range low down here. You know, just quick on YouTube, you know, market cycle wise, distributed under the low, range consolidation, drop, range consolidation, drop, looking for the peak low down here somewhere, looking for it to make a higher low at some point. It's very likely the overall macro, just a range, an overall range low, higher time frame range. We're just coming right back to the range low. I just said it yesterday. We're looking for this. Buyers on the bottom. Easy peasy on that one. Yeah, the market, the structure showed what was going on. When this dropped yesterday, out of this consolidation yesterday, that gave it away. That okay, we're in the cycle, and we're probably got another run, and we're looking for, like right now, we're likely looking for some kind of peak cycle low at the low of this overall range. That's the plan, Stan. There you go. There's a little content for you. Yeah, right now it's just going right back to the low, but we're watching for some kind of cycle low. Just didn't last long in that consolidation, so now we're on the way down, and it's the stop hunt dance. People on the other side know what's going on here. At least you have an idea of what, when you get this big drop like this, you know, you start the stop hunt dance. Drop, consolidate, drop, consolidate. It's accumulating trapped longs, and then break the low, squeeze them out, break the low, squeeze them out, and then run a hard trend once it makes a low, which is probably going to be down here. It's just going to be a huge range on gold. It's a big range. Now that we see this coming down, you know, it could have, yesterday gave it away right here. When this dropped out of this consolidation yesterday, that gave it away. I remember yesterday when we talked about this, when this dropped here, or maybe it was here, when it dropped the first one. It was like, yep, we're starting a cycle here. We just came off the peak high, and we started the cycle down. Just got this consolidation. We're looking for whatever the low is probably coming now. Just a couple drops, 1 or 2, 3 drops down, and you've got equal lows down here. And what this is probably going to look like overall is, you know, this kind of thing, where we do this. You know, we mark these off. Sellers on the top, buyers on the bottom. Got your buyers, buyers, buyers. Start the up cycle back up. It's probably just going to be a big, huge range, as is what it looks like right now. I would definitely watch this area that we're coming into now for some kind of low. What's the dollar doing? Gold's selling off. I think the dollar is going to reject. But yeah, wrecked. Makes sense though. Whoops. Just a little bit lower. Just watching for the price action at this point. Not even looking for an exact low. Just watching for this range low down here somewhere. And you've got a previous level right here also. So likely going to be a target. You know, the This level down here that's right there at that low. Makes sense to come down here and consolidate back to where these previous lows were. Then probably go back up. Just not today. Ugh. I would have taken it. Would have taken it yesterday.
I took it, man.
Yesterday. Did you really? I was gonna say, I wish I would. Yesterday when we talked about this, I was like, man, just seeing it today. You know, you can't see the future. You know, you just try to take a guess. You know, just got it right. Sometimes you just got to take the risk. You know, you just guess, and you do the best you can to try to take an educated guess, take the risk on it, manage the risk, and then have an idea on where it's going.
I sent it in the chat.
Yeah.
I didn't put that much in it, but I still put something.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, taking the risk. Won't load, but yeah, probably my VPN. But yeah, it looks good. Man, I'm losing my voice. Hold on 1 second.
Took it at, where is it? 1916, and the TP was at 1892. So
nice, dude. Yeah, nice one. Yep. It's just a standard market cycle playing out. It's coming off of a peak. I mean, coming off the high of a cycle and then distributing on the way down. It's just standard stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably getting close, you know, to where it's going to fall. It's, you know, we'll wait for this to start, you know, slowing down a little bit. It's probably getting close to about where it's going to go. Probably where it's going to settle in for the weekly close. Just standard stuff. It's actually clean, pretty clean. As far as the understanding of it, you know, a big, you know, range consolidation here. A big push up, had this gap. See how we talk about this gap? Now this was likely to fill in this gap right here. It's exactly what happened. Filled that gap and then dropped. So now we're looking for the low. Just looking for the low. A clean cycle, you know, it's a big wide cycle, but on the way down, you know, it tightened up a little bit, you know, just on a short-term cycle, a down cycle. And wherever the low is going to be, which is probably just going to be the low down here, and what it's likely going to be is it's just a cycle inside of a larger cycle. You know, it's inception market cycles. You got little cycles inside of big cycles. You know, it's what it likely is. The larger cycle is probably this. You know, this was probably your larger cycle low. It was just split up into pieces, and now we've stepped up a level, and we're coming back to retest the bottom of this cycle. Whoops, the bottom of this newer one. You know, if you go out to higher time frames, you know, that's probably what's going on. We had a low down here, and now we've stepped up, made a high, coming back to retest the low of the range. It's probably just going to go back up. You know, we had an equal high instead of a lower high. So when this comes back, you know, it might just be a higher low. I would guess that this is probably going to stop here, at least for, you know, this week, somewhere down here, lower, a little bit lower maybe, but yeah, it just makes sense. You know, it's a one big cycle. We're just coming back to the low of the range. At least that's the plan for now. That I would play it that way. You know, little cycles inside of a big cycle. Cycle inception. But yeah, back to a previous previous equilibrium makes sense. You know, we'll watch it as it approaches that. It's already crazy low on the day, so it's not a short. Just waiting for the low whenever it shows some kind of low. If I was short, I'd probably be paying attention to these big full candles, maybe scaling out on these big full candles, because it's probably very close. Just way exceeded everything. I mean, way low on the week and way low on the daily. Just extreme drop. We're extremely low on gold. Just not necessarily a buy yet, but it's going to be. When this thing starts some reversal on lower time frames, you start to see some evidence of a reversal. Probably want to be long again, to be honest. We're just coming back to the low of the range. Just An easy call on gold. Didn't trade it. You had peak low, moved up a level, range consolidation, up a level, range consolidation, up, peak, high, down, whoops, had a distribution, then we start the down cycle. Actually on smaller time frames had a little distribution here, but the idea is that we came down, had a extended range, distribution down, distribution down. Now we're looking for the peak low. Looking for the point where the stop's going down, then comes up, makes a higher low, and then we're going to start the up cycle again. Up, fill this gap. Oops. I think it's just cheat codes, man. Friends don't let friends do retail. just
That's a good
saying.
motto, man. That is a good motto.
True story.
So anyway, watching for
I
that.
like
Watch these
this on
shorts
your
here.
website.
Mind your shorts as we approach the low. Anyway.
Starting a new Reddit today. It's going to be r/black box bets.
All right, let's have a quotes subreddit. But yeah, watch your shorts here. Remember how low we are here. We're really low. Back to the range low here. Man, that was a killer short. Just saying, we're looking for the peak low here. All there. It all makes this is super clean. Cycle is just super clean on this one. Honestly, it went early. Didn't think that was going to go that quickly. I figured it was going to come back up a little bit and hold, but they went ahead and dropped it. So whatever. But we know where we're targeting here. What's likely going to be a major low again. Just to reiterate that for now that we're back under here, it's just likely going to be a big, huge range, and come back up. Next week. I don't know. We'll
I really appreciate the time that you've taken with this group and to create the group, because it has changed how I trade, even stocks, and it's been very profitable. So really appreciate it.
No, that's good, man. No, I appreciate you guys being here, of course. No, I appreciate everybody being here. It's nothing without you guys. Gives me something to do. Gives me somebody to talk to. I'll be sitting here doing it anyway, but yeah, it's good to everybody learns from everybody. That's another thing, is everybody's got stuff to offer here. It's it's good. It's good to have everybody. Yeah, let's get it. 2021.
Dude,
good year.
oh yeah. It's already been a great week.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, let's get it. Yeah, we got a good start here. Euro Kiwi's bumping here. Kiwi Euro Aussie up 40 pips. Looking good there. I'm working on it. I got 30 pips on Euro Aussie, about 40 pips on Euro Kiwi. Yeah. Euro
USD
still
pump.
Maybe.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, dollar's bumping.
Yeah, EU shorts. So.
Yeah. Yep, dollar's bumping.
I was looking at the weekly, and it's hitting the top of the range for a weekly chart. So.
Yeah. So let's see what we get here. Just watch gold. Gold's actually interesting here because of what it's doing. There's a really good lesson here on gold because it's clean. And yeah. Let's get it. Yeah, I don't know. Let me go grab a drink. Hold on 1 second. Not going anywhere.
He's about to take another ride up now.
I'll tell you. Got stocks printing green, got FOREX printing green, got options printing green. It's been a great week.
Okay, see what we got. Gonna watch for a minute. Definitely watching gold here. I think it's probably close to the low. Gotta be. Freaking Bitcoin, man.
The E is going back up again.
Oh, I got a speaker
So
on.
it could be.
Yeah, we'll take a look. Bitcoin's about to go to 42K. Bitcoin's about to hit 42. It broke the high. Would you say EU? Yeah, I'm actually in EU. I don't know what EA is doing. Oh, EA.
EA should run back up.
Oh, yeah, we're in that one. Yeah, in EA and EN. Just watching right now. Honestly, it's probably not a bad time to take some profit on it if anybody's still in it. Just kind of looking for the top of the range today. I may hold it. Have a feeling that's going to be higher next week, but we'll see. Probably be a good idea to take the profit at the top of the range. I mean, it's up like 30 something pips, 40 pips. I don't know what to do about that. I wouldn't do anything on it now because it's already moved. But yeah, I do eventually think eventually that this is going to go up. I would wait for it to pull back a little bit. I'm just going to get a stop at break even and hope it doesn't, you know. If I wouldn't let it go against me now. Just, you know, it's one of those things where this was the level that it was going to go from if it was going to go. That was basically what happened. You know, just let it breathe a little bit. Euro Aussie's same thing. Just looking for it to hold that low. And at this point, you know, there's no reason to let it run against you. Stops to break even on that. In fact, let me do that now.
Big. I think EA can run up a lot though.
Yeah, there's a lot of room on that. There is a lot of room on it. The entry may not be there right now, but if it'll pull back a little bit to one of those levels there, yeah, definitely. See if it holds up there or what. There's a lot of room for this to go up on higher time frames. Come on. Euro Kiwi and Euro Aussie. Bumping, son. We got 40 pips on Euro Kiwi. Let's go. Pound Aussie I'm interested in right here. Watching these 1 hours. Buy Pound Aussie too. Next pullback, I'm gonna jump on that. Take Pound Kiwi and Pound Aussie as a basket. Pound Kiwi's finally running in profit. Got a little bit of more size on that. Euro dollar's not doing anything yet, but all right with that. Dollar CAD, wow, that just put in some price action. Wow, that just changed direction. Don't know about the dollar. We'll see how the dollar closes. Curious how this is going to close this week. That was a big direction change on the dollar there. Not sure that I trust it yet, but man, the dollar might be dollar might hold there. There's a weird direction change on the dollar. I have to reevaluate that situation. Oh yeah, let me get my stop in real quick.
Man, it's showing buy signals on a daily, on a weekly. The dollar is very interesting.
Yeah, the dollar is definitely it's definitely looking good on higher time frames. That thing's looking great. It's looking for a pullback. It's looking for any pullback to make it a little higher low, but man, it might not be doing it. So I'm watching it. Definitely watching that. Yeah, I'm ready for that one next week. I think next week's going to be the week on that. Yeah, it's crazy. That just took off the other way. Looking for a retest of that low, and boy, that changed directions quickly. But yeah, it's yeah, daily's looking, man, that daily looks good on that. on the dollar. Looks great.
Yeah, it does.
I think next week is the week on that. Yep, definitely looking for. Yeah, weekly looks good. That'd be a good weekly close. And you know, and that's the thing is, as this weekly closes like this, there's going to be a big wick on the bottom of that. So looking to fill some of that in the beginning of next week. You know, the question is it going to run straight up without pulling back? So, you know, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely looking like it's time to get in the dollar. Definitely. Yeah. Which is going to be like euro dollar short, pound dollar short, maybe because of where pound dollar is. It's really high too. Got some, you know, structure on that too that looks good. And you know, it just, we might be finally getting a couple weeks of shift there. Just go the other way for a couple weeks, you know, at least.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah, something different.
Wouldn't it be nice if we
right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, let's see.
Yep. Yeah, just watching right now. Get my stop in. Hold on, I'm gonna finish doing that. Yeah, I'm trying to find the stupid thing. I hate this. I need to just put the number in. Gotta drag it down and then drag it back up. Lol. Number. But yeah, we'll see on that. On these euro pairs. It's you know, as this pulls back, I'd like to see this hold. But honestly, like, just looking for the top of the range is a good deal. Hopefully it keeps going. I mean, this is very low, and I mean, it would make sense for this to go a little higher. It's not going to do all that today, but I don't know. Hopefully this will hold and consolidate here and then take another push and maybe flip the daily candle bullish. And if it does, I don't know. We'll see. Only got a smaller piece on it anyway. I may just take the profit and get back in it next week on a pullback. EuroCAD was looking good and that just sold off. Yeah, whatever. Velocity and Euro Kiwi looking good. Just need a lot higher than that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That pound Kiwi, pound Aussie, and pound Kiwi both looking good. Looking really good. Watching it right now. Yeah. Anyway. Bitcoin, man, it just sold off a little bit, but I think poked up to 42, almost to 42, a couple dollars away, and sold back off. It's in a range, actually. Got some interesting price action on this. Just waiting, man. I'm waiting for it to put in something. Like, this is interesting here. We got a range here. Something different happening. Got this back and forth here. It's selling off at the top. Just distributing again. Every time this goes up, you know, somebody's distributing more profit. It's not a buy. Even if it keeps going up, it's not a buy. Unless you take it from low, you know, split this like this and look at what's going on here. Stay out of the middle. Only interested up here or down here. Stay out of the middle. You know, if you are trading this, you know. It's interesting price action though. This thing's just a stupid high. It just broke the high again, went on a run, and now it's, you know, distributing that run. So we'll see what happens, if this is going to come back or what, as this block forms. See if we're going to be short or long. Oof. Sell off. It's interesting. Let's watch that for a second. Some craziness going on Bitcoin. And so maybe Good. Euro Aussie's good. Kiwi's trying. Pound Kiwi's holding the range. Pound Aussie actually looks good too. Looks like it's going to be good. It's just slow right now. Slow. Buckcorn, man. Big moves on Buckcorn. Dollar just, oh. Yeah, dollar's all over the place. It just spiked back down. Looks like it could be a range though on the dollar. I mean, that recovery on the dollar might have changed the structure. What it looked like earlier and what that just did might have changed things. I don't know. We'll watch it. Kind of turned into a range and not a high. Wonder if it's going to go retest that low. Anyway, watching Euro Aussie still looks okay. Little couple candle pullback there. Kind of a bullish pullback, to be honest. Not really the best entry, but it's a bullish pullback. Kind of things is a good thing. Looks like a pullback before a continuation. Euro Kiwi, need to watch this. Actually might take some, considering taking profit at the top of this range just to bank some profit on a Friday. Didn't really get into much today. Just still in everything. And then a block right here, honestly, like, probably a good idea to take some profit when you start seeing this kind of thing happening. It may pull back. You know, this kind of thing may range. It may pull back like that and then go later. Watch it. Hopefully this just pops up here, and if it does, I'll make a decision on it. It'll pop up back to, you know, to the top of this range. May just take the, God, it's hard not to take the profit on it. It's like 50 pips probably. 40 something maybe. So yeah, 47 pips to the top of the range. If it'll give me that little poke, might just take it. As low as this is, the crazy thing is it's probably going to go much higher. Might be mad about catching the low. That might be the low. Like, if you know, realistically, if you look at where this is, like, what if that was the low? Caught the low within a couple pips. Yeah. This comes all the way back up. What it's likely to do is going to be a range here. Might have just caught the low of it. And if it goes up
entries
like that and it doesn't come all the way back, you know, if it doesn't come back and stop out, like, this could be like a mega trade. It's just not, you know, a huge position size. It's just, it's tempting to leave it, to say, okay, maybe this is a range here. You know, maybe it's just a range and we got, you know, we're how many pips, you know, 100 pips to the top of the range from entry. Could just, you know, if it just waited, you know, it's Friday though. It's the thing. If I just waited, it's probably going to end up there. The question is it going to stop me out before it goes? Kind of thing's possible. It's what it looks. It's what it looks like. You're going to be something like this. Got these equal highs sitting here. If you project this out, and you know, it's what's likely happening. You know, you got some kind of range high up here and a range low down here, kind of thing. You know, if you split it that way, probably what's going on. Man, I'm losing my voice. It's not like I'm going through puberty again. But yeah, you know, it's the thing is it going to come all the way back? Maybe not. Just a range low down here. And just caught the bottom of it. Look how low this thing is. Like, it could be, this could step up a couple levels. Could be hundreds of pips away. 300 pip move. It just, it's not worth holding. I don't hold them that long. Generally, I'm in and out multiple times, before it gets there. But as far as a range high, like it's 100 pips to the top. Almost certainly going to be there at some point. The question is it going to come back? And how far back is it going to come? You might have to sit through and wait. At the same time, like it's just very likely to make that run. Very likely. Can you get in without getting stopped out? That's the question. Is it going to come back? Do you think GU will make a push up? Depends. GU's maybe. Yeah, everybody got faded on NFP. It's just the job. The thing is the jobs numbers are. You got a lot of retail mindset volume coming in, and that kind of thing.
Why this shit happens almost every month.
Just
why are people not like?
And just fade it. It just gets
it's not
faded.
Rocket science, man.
Just goes right to technical levels, and you just get volume coming in. It's just I don't know. It's the same data.
How does this keep beating people?
Yeah,
it's the same shit every month.
Yeah. So some people don't think about it that way, and it is what it is. We had this conversation yesterday. Like, there has to be losers in the market. If there aren't losers, there aren't winners.
But I know. But it's like when I see NFP, I see it going up. I short it because it's going back down. Duh.
Yeah, it's gonna get.
It happens every month.
Yeah. If there aren't, there has to be winners and losers. To win, somebody has to lose. So it's one of those. It's a mindset thing. Yep. So come on, Euro Kiwi. Let's go. Push it. Get to the top of the range. That's really tempting to take this. It's like 40, almost 50 pips. It's like 45 pips. Euro Aussie is going to do the same thing. Euro Aussie, Euro Kiwi both. That's like 45 pips on Euro Kiwi. 35 pips on Euro Aussie. Tempting to hold it because of how low it is, to be honest. Could just score the bag, just take it. Honestly, it's the right thing to do. Just public service announcement, the right thing to do. Oh, there you go. Selling the top of the range. Somebody just sold it. The right thing to do is to take profits here. Unless you really want to hold through this, if anybody happens to be in these. Here. It is very likely a range low. And probably just caught the cycle low, to be honest. This is probably going to be a peak low, and it's probably going to step up 300 pips, but you could be in and out 2 or 3 times by then, so that's the thing, is it's not a bad idea to just take the profit. How much time's left? Gosh, if this was earlier in the day, I would stay in this. I would just definitely stay in this, because there's a lot of room. Like, there's a lot of room on that. Your projected high of the day is way up here. Just, it's hard to look at that 50 pips and just not take it. And it's 40 something pips there and 35 pips on Euro Aussie, right back to the middle. You could just close out and be done and just let everything else play out, or could hold it as open exposure. Just hold it as a surplus. I may just close it. I'm going to take the 35 pips. May regret this later. While this is a big full candle on Euro Kiwi, I'm going to close the top of the range here. If it doesn't dump, it's 45 pips. Euro Kiwi, closing the 45 pips. Euro Kiwi, and I'm taking. So that's out. I'm taking the top of the range. Not even gonna fret. I'm not gonna cry over a couple pips. I'll wait for this to come back. Euro Aussie gonna take however many pips that is. It's 32 pips right now. Closing Euro Kiwi.
Looks good.
Euro Aussie and Euro Kiwi. I'm just taking the money. Go on, take the money and run.
Yo.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nice, brother.
What's
Just
popping?
do you see that short on? Yeah, I just saw you close those. Those are nice trades. That one though,
Watching
Euro
Bitcoin.
NZD. That look, I wouldn't have closed that one.
No, they
but,
both look amazing. That's what I'm saying. They're stupid low. Like,
dude.
yeah, it looks like a cycle low. But yeah, that's
I wouldn't
what I'm
have
saying.
closed that one.
I'd probably just get,
Like-
it was a small. I only had 10,000 units on it. It was like
Oh.
$26 profit, or you know.
Oh, cool.
It's whatever. It's like, yeah. If I would have had a bigger position on it, I would have held it. That's what I was saying. I would have just
Or close like half.
taken
If you have
some.
like a lot
Yeah,
or
would
something,
have taken
close like
some
a
at
half.
the top of the range and then
Leave
just
that bad boy to
stop to break
run
even.
for 200 pips, bro.
I was just saying that it's extremely low in the cycle, and I'll probably be in and out 2 or 3 more times on that. There's like a 300 pip potential.
Just buy the higher low, like maybe next week.
That's what I'm saying. There's a 300 pip potential move on this. You know, just wait. You know, it's
Probably gonna get a gap up though on Monday, and then it won't. It'll probably
going
gap
up here.
like this pair. The Kiwi likes to gap.
Going up here.
Likes to gap up or down. So if it's gonna gap, then and the pound of course. But if the pound ends up gapping up on Monday, it might gap and run and just not fill the gap like it did last time down here.
Yeah. Just taking
I was trading that range
taking the profit
for weeks. You see Bitcoin
like
I
almost
just
hit
shorted
42.
I just shorted it there
Yeah, I
because
saw it drop.
I've been using a 4-day
You're just
for
watching
your
that.
for your tool.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I'm using a 4-day instead of a 2-week because the volatility's increased over the last little while. So I need
that
to.
makes sense. That
and
makes sense.
right at the tip top of that is you know how there's that dash line, like that's the extreme level.
Yeah. Ooh,
That's where it
dumping
just
out of the
hit.
top. Okay, so this block we're net short. So
gone, bro.
all the way down. Here we go. So this is the thing, getting involved short at the top.
I closed.
Only
closed
taking
it.
positions at one of the two. Have to see how
my
this
God,
closes.
I closed it at 40.5 or 40.6. Like right after I saw it bounce from there, I closed.
Right.
And then yeah.
So all right. So whatever we gotta. I'm watching this price action. I'm just waiting for it to. It's getting interesting. It's getting interesting. Like at some point, this is gonna come back down like pretty hard.
Yeah, I think
one of these
today.
highs. One of these highs is gonna be the one that drops. $10,000.
We're gonna get a lower high after this, is what I think. I think there's gonna be a knife, and then you can catch the knife once and buy it, and then it'll be a really sharp recovery. Then it's gonna be it's gonna get stuffed.
Yep, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that confirmation, and then I'm gonna get jiggy with it. I'm gonna start day trading it. Yeah.
This dump is stupid right now. They
Yeah,
are
I'm just waiting.
dumping on folk.
Every time
But
it breaks
they
the
always
high,
do
I'm gonna get
this.
interested. Yeah.
You know what's funny? They always do this. London, like Asia wakes up and London, and they pump it all night. And then like they'll dump and get it cheap at the end of the day, and then they'll pump it all night, and then right when America wakes up, it's like, oh, it broke all-time high, 41K, buy it, and then it starts looking super bullish, like it's gonna explode, and then everybody buys it, and it just boom.
Yep. Come on, pound Kiwi. Got profit there too. I forgot about that. Let's go.
Having a good day today, eh?
Yeah, we're getting there. We're ahead. Just slow. It was really slow today, honestly. It's just a stupid slow London. Like nothing happened is the thing. Just didn't take anything in London, and finally, I think right at the end of London, got in that Euro Aussie. I think we're in it for a couple hours. But yeah, just not a lot.
Moving, eh?
Yeah, there wasn't much happening, and then all of a sudden things started moving. So
I can't lie. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's not much going on. Just kind of chilling today. Watching pound Kiwi, pound Aussie. There's another one.
Things are heating up spicy for this weekend. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be knee deep in in some BTC, baby.
Pound Aussie is another one that's interesting. Structure wise, it's just higher time frame wise. You got a big higher low W going on here. It's extremely low. Multi-week drop to retest a low. Higher low W.
If you see the last time,
At the
if
weekly
you
low.
that it broke the low. You know the one we were looking at to buy, like back, yeah. So at the start of December, that gap up, it gapped up, and it didn't come back there for like the whole month. So it defined a range low, and then they consolidated, and it broke down another level now here. So I don't know. It's definitely going to go up and test like the bottom of that range. It would be likely, but it is pretty bearish. Like if you actually take a time to box it out, just as far as the market.
Just as far as like like daily context though, like, just it's like up something, something to there maybe, it's again, it's not like long-term holds. That's kind of what I was saying about Euro Aussie and Euro Kiwi. If it's going to go up, I'll be in and out of it 2 or 3 times by the time it gets there, so I'm not worried about taking profit now. I'll wait for it to pull back and get back in it. Same thing with that. Pound Aussie's a maybe. It's just high. This is a higher time for, I think the 4 hour was showing something there.
That could be nice next week, man.
It was a 4 hour. Look at the 4 hours though. Look at what's happening here. Your pound Kiwi and pound Aussie. It held this consolidation, and it's not necessarily a bad risk if it can get out of this level. I'm watching it. I'm not in this one. If we can cut through that, taking the risk on it now is not a bad idea. Actually buying this last candle.
Actually you're right. Like
the last candle. If we can cut through that, then just looking to get back to the top of the range, right here. This price action range. What's likely going to be a range below this. But yeah, just looking to get back up here. It's just don't know if it's going to go today or not. I was going to say it's Friday. If I was in this lower, I'd probably be happier about it. But this is a maybe too. We'll see. A pound Kiwi is still good. I mean, you got a higher low. You got an equal high. I mean, it just looks like it's going higher. It looks like it's going to end up here sometime, and just trying to catch the higher low. See if it's going to go. If not, whatever. Not going to let it run against me. But if this is going to run like it's 4 hour looks good. It's still got 2.5 hours though. It just looks good. Just higher a little bit. Looking for a couple pips. Not a lot.
Yeah,
50, 60 pips. 50 pip run.
If you see this 4 hour pump up in the next, because we got 2 more 15 minute. What does the 15 look like on it right now? Because we got 2 more 15s till this 4 hour closes. So you could tell us a story about what's going to happen next.
It's pushing. It's just, it's pushing. It's outside. It's got a directional move going, but it's probably going to pull back a little bit. That's the thing. Are we going to break the previous day's high? That's the goal. The real target is above yesterday's high, which is the high of the range. Liquidity above the consolidation, this previous consolidation. So we'll see. It's a maybe. Right now, you see where we are at this the previous equilibrium. It's going to start having trouble there. So I'm going to watch it and see if it's going to hold above there. Honestly, just looking to get halfway. If it can push up halfway today, I'll be happy with it. Just get out of it somewhere near the top. I'm going to see if it's going to go. So there's no reason to let it run against you. Euro Kiwi still bullish, but I'm okay with getting out of that. Euro CAD, I'm in Euro CAD too. It's just not going anywhere. It's right. Hasn't moved in a couple hours. Been in it for a few hours. It's not, just hasn't gone anywhere, but its price action's good. Got a consolidation here. Still good. Big euro dollar earlier, and that got smoked on the dollar. I'm still in it, but just holding that, looking for a potential move back down on the dollar next week. But boy, it's on the way out. It's got a smaller position on it. It's not, doesn't matter. But yeah, man, the dollar moved. Dollar changed directions quickly.
Yeah, it flew, man. I saw that.
It changed directions. So yeah, whatever. That's the only other thing I got. Waiting right now, see what pound Kiwi's going to do. And this EuroCAD's a maybe on EuroCAD. Pound Kiwi's the one though. I've just got some small position on that. If this will go up a little bit, I'll just close it. Take the profit. Yeah, I don't know. Just watching right now.
I messed up, man. I messed up on that BTC.
Look at the dollar, man. Just range to range to the pip. Why did you close it?
Yeah, like I closed it. It was an awesome trade, honestly. I took it at what's it called? Like 40. What's it called? On the first dip at like 46 40.6, but then it just went down to 39.8. So, like, I got out. I took it at what's it called? Right below 42K, and then yeah, I got out at 46.
Nice. Yeah,
which was
sense.
It's an awesome trade, but yeah, I should have. That was like the God short. I should have held it probably.
Right.
It's okay though. I'm actually trying to.
Is there a membership? Yeah. Yeah. The other side is there's a lot of stuff that goes on the other side that YouTube doesn't see. There's a whole other thing that's yeah. It's in the video description. I just try not to mark it too much, but
nice.
Yeah.
You have one running. Nice.
Yeah, if you're interested in something extra on the other side, you know, you can it's in the video description. To Patreon if you're interested in other stuff, but yeah, got a lot going on the other side.
That's cool.
Maybe pound kiwi, that's a maybe. I'll take a look at that later. Bitcoin's dumping, looks good. EuroCAD's a maybe, looking to hold this consolidation. Just not moving much. Stuff's just, the dollar ended up moving. A lot of volatility in the dollar and other stuff. Oh yeah, SB, I messaged you. I don't know if you got it. Let me check. I just looked a minute ago. I didn't see anything in there. Yeah, I sent you check your yeah, check your Patreon. I need you to join so I can set up your permissions. Check your Patreon. Sent it to you a couple hours ago. Yeah, check your Patreon messages. I need you to join in Discord so I can set up your permissions so you can see everything, and then all the information for Zoom and the range tools for MetaTrader and for TradingView and the bot and all that stuff. It's all in there in Discord. Yeah, finally got some volatility in the dollar. Finally. A heck of a fade. It's just right back where it was. It's just a big range. Expanded the range, actually. Broke the low and the high. So
that's the print in the top, BB, if you want to check that out.
Yeah, just looking
kind of
at
interesting.
I'm watching this. I'm curious what this is going to print on that weekly today before the day's over. Because how that weekly
Tesla.
candle, you know, what'd you say, Tesla?
Yeah, Tesla. Yeah, sir.
Tesla's print on top. Yeah. Let's take a look at that. Well, let me flip this back over here.
I know the shorters coming out now, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, they're out here, man.
They're mad at the richest man in the world.
Richest man in the world trying to short everything.
They're trying to short the richest man in the world that posted Dogecoin memes.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't short that, man.
Man.
Don't short
Isn't that funny, man? Gosh.
Yeah, that's
Elon. I'm down with Elon, man. I'm bullish Elon. I'm you know, it's just funny. And the richest man in the world is like the meme master, posting Bitcoin memes and stuff. That meme he posted yesterday was funny about Bitcoin. I had the
guy just does not care. Boy.
Jesus and the girl.
Yo, so Jesus and the girl.
Yeah, he was trying to pay attention to life stuff, and then it's got Bitcoin bending over.
Yeah, he's trying to pray. He's trying to pray, BB. He's trying to pray.
He's trying to stay good. Trying to be good. Yeah,
be a good
funny, man. That was a funny one. It's funny. The world's richest man's posting stuff like that. It's hilarious. I'm bullish on that. It's good. Anyway, Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla. Yes, LA. Yeah, man. Oh man, it gapped up again. Gosh. I'm gonna need to split it again.
That's what I'm telling you, bro. It's like these guys keep trying to short this shit, and it gapped right the fuck up.
The bears fueled that whole thing, man. God, look at that. It's just like Bitcoin. Wow.
I mean, it's going to correct at some point. Just not now.
For sure. Yeah, it's up 1,400% since May. God.
crazy.
Yeah, it just gap, man, huge gap. I saw something where Apple was working with Hyundai. Yes, I think somebody posted something about it. Apple working with Hyundai to build smart cars, like electric cars, self-driving electric cars. So that's actually interesting. But I wonder what's up with this gap. I wonder what caused that. Funding secured, man. No doubt, funding secured for real. Absolutely incredible. I mean,
it's going.
It's got to come down at some point.
This squeeze is the most legendary squeeze of all time.
Yeah, I bet the Bears are licking their wounds on that. I bet they'll think twice about next time.
Yeah.
Shorten the revolutionary.
Bitcoin.
I bet they'll think twice about it next time.
The reason this rally is going so high is because here's the one thing. In 2017, yeah, but I get it. Like, it's pretty similar. It's all markets always do the same thing eventually. But in 2017, that was the first time anything like that has ever happened. And it was the first time, you know, like nobody, when it was up there, like this thing was 50 cents like 7 years ago. And now it's $20,000. Is it going to go to $1 million? Who knows? Is it going to go to where? But then after that happened, now this time people have that in their memory. They know they're like 20K is the top. So what? It's going to go to 22K?
Crazy.
No, maybe 25K. And all the different bears are like 30K, 40K, 22.5, 23.6, whatever you think it is, whatever fib, whatever trend line. And then they're all, as soon as it got there, they're planning their shorts and they started shorting the shit out of it at 20K. And that squeeze has kept going because every time they're like, no, this is way too high. Short. And they're just squeezing.
And Elon's probably buying it all up, just wrecking everybody. God.
Exactly, because they're forced to buy it higher. Like
it's probably got some other revenue stream, just keeps buying it. Every time it comes time to short it, he just buys it.
Yeah,
he just buys into there, just wrecks them. Yeah.
It's like institutions too, though. They're like, I can buy it, and I know there's gonna always be some leverage pleb to buy it from me. You know, to $5,000 higher. It was so. Why wouldn't I keep buying it?
Just wrecking everybody. Gold, okay. Gold's probably made the low here. It's interesting on gold. But yeah, what the heck on Tesla, man? Jesus. WTF on that. Gapped up, it just keeps gapping up. Yeah, gold is, I mean, here's your low of the week right there on gold. Yeah, this, it looks like a block form. It's probably going to form the trap here. This is probably where the trap is, and may dip one more little time, but yeah, I probably don't want to be short anymore here. Not really a buy yet, but I wouldn't be short here probably. This kind of thing. You got a block forming here again. I would watch and see if this wicks here. You know, if you get a trap formed here. Wait. But yeah, interesting here. You see where it came back to. Yeah, this is just your next level down right at your low. It's just going to be a big range. That's what it looks like. You know, it stepped down. You're looking for your peak low down here. If it does something like that, and it's really just going to be this. It's just a big range, and it's a cycle inside of a big range. And this is probably the low of the range. It's very likely the low of that range. Good close. Good close there. Probably going to get some kind of W or something, honestly. A retest of the low and a failure to break it is all that means. So what now? Yeah, you're going to be caught with a hot potato on Tesla. Exactly. Yeah, that's the problem. Same thing with Bitcoin. Somebody's going to get, you know, it's musical chairs, and at some point the music's going to stop, and somebody's not going to have a chair.
Up there now.
Somebody's butt's going to hit the floor when there's no more chairs left. Yeah, it's the same thing. Tesla is the same thing.
Actually, before it stops.
Membership, yeah, you get everything. Yeah, if you go into the other side, somebody's asking on YouTube about it. Yeah, if you go into the other side, you get everything's there. It's yeah, cookies and punch. We have refreshments on the other side. But no, yeah, it's been pushing the audio through. We don't always get on all the time. Just the last couple of days, and pushing the audio through just to make a little content here. Just save a couple. I don't normally save my videos and stuff, but there's this whole other thing that goes on every day, like on the other side. Yeah, it's just YouTube just doesn't always hear what's going on. But yeah, a lot of times we're taking stuff in the morning, and by this time of the day, we're either managing or scaling out of what we're already in, or flipping back over to, as the day goes on, into the indices. Like the equities market starts to get volume toward the end of the day, because a lot of times there's a volume push toward the end of the day. It's not for a couple hours, but yeah. It's if you're interested in that kind of thing, come on over. I try not to push it down people's throats, but if that's something if you're interested in something, the extra stuff, then yeah, come on over. You might learn something that you didn't know. Very likely.
Some cheat codes.
Got cheat codes on the other side that we don't talk about on YouTube. So I have to be careful what I say. And speaking codes, I'm like, I point to things on the other side, on the other chart, and I'm like, this thing and that thing, and you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just a different way to look at it. Different way to look at the market that has nothing to do with candles, really. I mean, some of it does. We talk a lot of price action, just breaking down price action, but there are some other things. There are some other things that happen in the market. It's just the reality. It's just the truth.
There is.
There are things that happen in the market that people aren't aware of. It's like there really is a thing, privileged information. It's a real thing. It's just, and there's a way to use that type of mindset and that a way of seeing seeing things a certain way to your advantage. But yeah, anyway, not here to sell you on that. Get back to trading here. People are interested in the other side. We're always there. No pressure there. What else we got here? What did oil do? Oil is actually good today. Oil's on the high. Just kind of chilling out on the high. It's really high. Gold, man, what a move down on gold. It's got to be.
Well, see, oil's not really historically really high, but and especially in the current market.
Yeah, I just mean now though. Yeah, cycle wise, like this thing is buku high on the weekly. We're way above. Statistically, you're extremely high on the week. But yeah, I mean that doesn't really. It's just basically up here closing on the weekly high. Big, the weekly candle basically is like. It looks like this. It's a big, huge candle, big, flat on the top. That's what the weekly candle looks like. Yeah, big, huge monster. It's actually bigger than that.
It's a breakout candle, really, of the little range. It ranged for
a big monster. Yeah. It's just it's on the high, is what I'm saying. So it's not a buy. Like you don't want to buy the high of the week after that kind of a parabolic run straight up. And look at where it is. You're in the sell side of this previous block. You're right almost to it. It's just not. It's probably going to go a little more, but you don't want to buy that.
You can get a better price probably.
Yeah, like you don't want to buy inside of this right here, right? Not on the high. If it was lower, yeah, but not on the high on a Friday kind of thing, Yeah, I mean.
And if it goes higher and it comes back here and then makes support or something, then think about it. But
yeah, you can see what's going on here. You just got a block forming right here is what's going on. You got sellers on the top. We're in the sell zone now. Buyers on the bottom. So it's a little risky right now. It's risky, but if it closes up here, that's, whatever.
All you need is somebody to hit that big fat finger market sell.
Fat finger that thing.
Candle down right after buy.
Like statistically, your weekly candle is here and we're way above it. It's like we're way above the high up here. So we're high on the daily and the weekly at the same time. Not as much on the daily, but we're way above the weekly projected high, way above it. It's a huge weekly candle on the top. So it's not really the best buy. We're just kind of watching this right now. We got this 1 hour block. You can see it on the 1 hour easy. It's clear on the 1 hour. just watching it right now, honestly, just watch. I'm curious to see what this is going to do. It's, it's just consolidating above a previous level. It's but yeah, it's interesting here actually because of how high this is on the weekly. I wonder if it's going to close up here or if it's going to pull back down and have some little tiny wick on the top of the weekly candle, even a little one. But this is really high right now. It's just not moving very far because it's already in the clouds. Gold.
Friday's a day of wicks and wicks because everybody's chasing their losses from the week. So they make more. Lots of wicks everywhere. Everybody getting wrecked.
Yeah, and it's a change in the name. Yeah, I'm rebranding the name. Nothing else is changing. It's just I'm rebranding the name because there's some other black box out there that people don't like. Some software thing, some stock software, and it turns out that I don't know. People are confusing me with something else. I was just going to rebrand it to something a little more unique and a little more descriptive about what we do. But yeah, just changing the name. I'm going to start. I'm going to start moving content over to another YouTube channel and building another YouTube channel. I just haven't really started all that yet. It's coming here in the beginning of the year. Same thing. Nothing changes. Just the name changes. I've been meaning to rebrand for a while actually. Nothing changes with the channel. It's just changing the name of it. Only because, that makes something more unique. No other reason than that. Nothing changed. Like everything stays the same. I'm actually considering building another YouTube channel too, but with more content, actually like saving content. That's another story. Get to that later. But yeah, that's what that is. That's what that's about. Man, here's a good question. What's the prediction after Biden wins or Biden enters the office? That is man, that's a whole conversation right there. That's what we're all trying to figure out. Is there's obviously going to be a very big difference in economic policy moving forward. There's just a huge difference between Trump. On one hand, you got Trump coming from Trump, which is very pro-market, pro-stock market, but pro-business, pro-market tax cuts, corporate tax cuts, which have gone to fuel the buyback bubble, stock buyback. That's arguably what pushed the market up in the first place. I think everybody pretty much knows that. So you got the tax cuts, deregulation, pro-business, that kind of thing, pro-market tax cuts, pro-corporations, lower taxes, less regulation. You're going from that to the exact just polar opposite in Joe Biden, which is higher taxes, tax the wealthy, very vocal about taxing the wealthy, which are the business owners. And politics aside, we're just talking facts here, just objectively looking at the facts. Joe Biden is tax the wealthy, very vocal about that. Higher taxes in general, more regulation in general. Day one, going to do away with the Trump tax cuts, which is what fueled the stock buyback bubble. So all the corporate tax cuts are going away. Day one, he's already said day one, that's going away. Another thing is that one of the big things that he's pushed for is raising the minimum wage, which is, it's almost certainly bad for the businesses, because businesses have to pay more, which is going to mean less profit, which means they're going to either raise the price of goods and services and pass that cost on to the consumer, or fire people. If they have to pay people more, they're either going to lay them off or raise the prices. So is it really good for the consumer if it's just one of those things, if people in that class of workers, and this is a whole Pandora's box conversation, but if people in that class of workers are making more money, is it really a benefit if the cost of goods and services has to go up and people lose their jobs because the businesses can't afford to pay people more in some cases? If you have a lower profit margin business and all of a sudden by law you have to pay people 30-40% more, what if your profit margin is only 30%? You're going to work for free? Are you going to pay money to own a business? No. You're going to close that business and you're going to go do something else. When you close that business, you're going to fire the 10 people that work in your coffee shop. You know, you got some little small restaurant, you know, with 6 employees, you know, whatever, some little takeout place. If you have to pay them, all of a sudden you have to pay them 40% more. What if your profit margins are right on the level, and that's going to turn you into an unprofitable business? If you have to raise your payroll, the government's not going to pay for that. The business is going to have to pay for that. So think about that. You know, think about raising the minimum wage, how it's arguably bad for businesses that have those classes of workers, you know, that pay grade of worker. Now there are some social benefits to, you know, to raising the minimum wage, and it's good. If you're in that class of worker, it's great. You have more tax money to pay the government, you know, but think about it and I'm just talking just the facts of the difference, you know, the kind of to answer the original question, what's likely to happen to the economy in general, not just gold, but, you know, going from a pro-market, lower taxes, lower regulation environment to the opposite of that, higher taxes, higher minimum wage, which is harder on businesses and almost certainly causes job loss, layoffs, and a rise in the cost of goods and services. You know, more regulation, higher taxes, tax the wealthy, which are the business owners. So we're going from one extreme to the other is kind of what I'm saying. So we've got a little uncertainty on economic policy, but we kind of know where it's going. So, and the market will still be there. I think, you know, like we were talking about before, I think money's just going to move from one place to another. It's like having a water balloon, and you squeeze one end of it, squeeze one end, and the other end gets bigger. Then you go squeeze the other end, and then the other end gets fatter, you know. It's like having a water balloon. You know, you're just squeezing it. You know, the money just goes to the other, to somewhere else. It goes to, you know, health insurance or something. You know, it's probably going to be a very, like, I think they're going to try to do the Biden care thing, the insurance, the healthcare, universal healthcare thing. So, arguably, you know, healthcare services and insurance and things like that may be the beneficiaries, and other things. Who knows? You know, there may be something else. You know, if they try to do the whole Green New Deal thing, you know, insulation and solar panels might be the, you know, the money's just going to go somewhere is what I'm saying. It's just going to go somewhere else. You know, so I don't know. We'll see. You know, we'll see what happens with that. So as far as gold goes, I mean, I would definitely be watching the stock market. You know, see, we got an all-time high on the markets. Just absolutely bonkers prices, valuations, corporate valuations. Look at Tesla. Look at Tesla today, and look at Amazon, and, you know, Google and Apple and Microsoft. All the, you know, look at corporate valuations just as a whole. It's way high. People aren't working. You know, none of it makes sense. All the tax cuts are going away. You know, who knows, man? I would just, I don't know. Be very careful coming up here with high dollar amount long-term investments. I'll be careful about, you know, trying to buy the top right now. Just me personally, just because we don't know. That's kind of what I'm saying. You know, we don't really know what's going on. You know, is Biden going to affect crypto? I don't think it's really going to affect crypto that much. I think the equity. Honestly, I think the general market, the stock market in general, has a bigger effect on crypto than people want to admit. I think the speculative nature of it, I think it has more to do with speculation, you know, just in general, you know, when stocks are doing well, crypto's doing well, kind of thing. I mean, we've proven this in the past. I mean, you look at the chart when the market sold off. Look at what the S&P did, and look at what Bitcoin did. You know, the stock market died 30% and Bitcoin died 60%. You know, look at the chart. So, you know, it's look at the chart of Bitcoin, look at the chart of the S&P 500. It's speculation that's driving it. It's, you know, as far as regulations and stuff like that go, who knows? That's a good question, actually. You know, are they going to try to crack down on it? I don't know. That's a good question. I think crypto is universal. I don't think there's really a political agenda behind cryptos. I don't know. It's a fair question. I don't know how it's going to, I don't really know. I think what has a bigger effect on crypto is the speculative nature of whatever's going on. Like how how big is the general public's risk appetite for investments right now? I think that's what's driving crypto. It's just my personal opinion. I know people disagree with that. Just as a logical approach, just looking at the charts, just take a look at the S&P 500 chart and the Bitcoin chart. Look at the times, look at your dates, and look
Same
at what
people
happens.
are buying Bitcoin and Tesla and all
buying
these
stocks, right? It's
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 literally
Robin
the
Hood
same
army.
people, bro.
Yeah.
It's Robin Hood army, is hype people on YouTube and stuff. It's all the same.
It's the, and that's kind of the point I'm making, is it's speculation, and that's good. That's good for crypto. That's great for crypto, because when there's speculation in the market, people are taking risks on that. It's treated just like any other type of investment, like gold or stocks or whatever, oil, whatever. It's treated like an investment, more like stocks. I think it's more closely tied to the stock market than people want to admit. It's just, that's my personal view on it from just looking at the way this has gone over the last little while. As Bitcoin's matured a little more as an investment class, as an asset class, Bitcoin specifically, and crypto in general, but crypto will classify altcoins. They follow Bitcoin. I mean, they follow King Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is treated like a speculative asset, just like anything else, just like stocks or whatever. You can see it, and you can just see it. It's just the way it is. You can see it in the chart. It's used the same way. It's just, but that's good. That's a good thing. So again, we've got the stock market at an all-time high. We're going from one extreme to the other as far as the direction of economic policy, domestic policy, as far as the economy is concerned. We're going from one extreme of Trump to the other extreme, literally the exact opposite. Erase everything Trump did, and especially the tax cuts going away, raise the minimum wage, and tax the wealthy, which are the business owners. So is that good for the stock market? That's the question you got to ask yourself. It's unknowable at this point. So, who knows? There may be some volatility involved, when Biden takes office. There always is. There's always a sell-off every time. Just who knows when it's coming. It's just not going to be a surprise. We've talked about this so much, like for months, but now's the time to start paying attention. Like, now's when you start looking, let's see the writing on the wall here. Look at where the dollar is. You got a multi-year low on the dollar. You got all-time highs every single day on the stock market. Every day it's an all-time high. What happened last time? We had the same conversation last time. Every day was an all-time high. Look what happened. 35% haircut. The question is it going to stay there? Is it going to stay down? I'm waiting for the Band-Aid to get ripped off. So I can get in the market. I'd actually like to get back into individual stocks and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, there's a clear correlation between crypto and just speculative investment in general. And it controls Bitcoin more than people want to admit, so, again, I just would, just everybody, just look at the chart of the S&P 500 and look at Bitcoin. You're going to see something.
And if now institutional investors are behind this pump, think about then it's going to be even more correlated.
Yeah.
Because they're going to, if it's risk off, it's going to be risk off there too.
Yeah. And it's going to be an 80% haircut. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know about that. We'll see. But I think as Bitcoin, that's kind of what I'm saying though, as Bitcoin has matured as an asset class, crypto in general, but specifically Bitcoin, as it's matured as an asset, I think that it's actually a good thing, that it's positively correlated with investor sentiment, the sentiment part. Investor sentiment is important. How people feel about investing. Are people, is there fear or greed in the market right now? And you can see it in Bitcoin. You can see it in the stock market. And that's the thing. Right now we've got greed. We've got euphoria and greed in the market. And when it changes, it's all traded kind of as a basket. I know for a fact that Bitcoin is traded as a speculative investment now more than it ever used to be. It's the dynamic has changed as far as what Bitcoin is and how it's traded. It's being viewed as, you know, just another investment class, just like anything else. But that's good. That's a good thing. I think it's closer to the stock market than people think. It's just my opinion on it. And but I think, you know, again, thought the mailman was here. But then going back to you know, as far as what happens when Biden's in, who knows, man? I mean, I just watch the stock market. That's what I would say. I would say watch the stock market. Love you. Just curious. Do I use a stop loss? Because I move my stop loss. Sometimes I do move a stop loss. It depends on the position size. I generally take much smaller positions, and it depends on what it is. It depends. A lot of times most of the time I'll keep it where it is, but sometimes I'll change. It depends on if the market changes though. And I don't use a set rule, or stuff like that. Yeah, I don't, because I tend to manage a net account, like the whole thing. I may have, you know, if something's close, I take a position on something, but it's probably right, but it's just, there's noise in between. It runs against you a little bit, but I've got 2 other positions in profit. I may just leave it open and wait for it to come back, you know, that kind of thing. It's different. I have a very different way of trading. I tend to manage. I try to have a set thing, and that's why I always say, you know, if I choose to hold something, I'll say, look, you know, if you need to take a stop on this, take it, you know. But I've been doing the best I can to try to have set stops and targets and stuff like that. It's just sometimes sometimes it changes. You know, sometimes the conditions change, and you have to make a decision whether to stay in it or not. But yeah, it's a fair question. It depends. Sometimes every once in a while I'll change it, but not by a lot. Like, you know, most of the time it's best to just take the stop. You know, the thing is I'm right many more times than I'm wrong. You know, it's just as far, you know, and I don't mean anything weird by that. I just mean like, yeah, like I'm probably close just by default, like the way I take positions, probably close. And if there's always a point where, you know, I'll pretty much know if it's just wrong, like, you know, just take the loss, you know. But sometimes, you know, if it runs against you a little bit, something weird happens, but I've got some other position in profit, I may wait because it's that equity is offset with another position. Do I use predefined risk? No, I don't think about it that way personally, but that's totally fine to do that. I don't say I'm willing to take a 1% loss on that or whatever. I mean, you can do that, but I don't personally think about it that way, really. But it's a good practice to do that. I have a different way of viewing account management as a whole. You can do that, but it depends. Also, price action matters. You know, the structure matters. Sometimes the structure changes and it changes your trade. It changes your decision. You know, it may change where your stop needs to be or where your target needs to be. Sometimes things will change in one candle, and then you have to make a decision on whether or not, you know, you want to hold that equity or not. You know, it depends. But yeah, I don't really think about it that way. But there's not, you know, that's a good practice to do, especially if you're, you know, if you're a newer trader, you know, or not really that, but it depends on your strategy, really, to be honest. That's a fair question. You know, do you use a set risk percentage? I mean, I'm just honestly, I don't personally, but I tend to be more freestyle with the positions themselves. Do a lot of position management and stuff on my, you know, personally. But as far as like, you know, the group trading and like what I'm showing, you know, what I'm doing on here, like on YouTube, I try to keep it consistent and say, look, if it's going to go past this level, like I know where the level is, like, you know, where you just don't want to be in it anymore. But depends. It depends. Yeah, the dollar's all over the place. I was just looking at that. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. FedEx vehicle just drove by. Dog saw the FedEx van. Hold on a second. Maybe they'll shut up. But yeah, anyway, it depends. You know, It depends on the trade. Yeah, no problem. It depends on the trade. Depends on the potential for the trade. It depends on where your potential stop's going to be. It depends. It's hard to say because what I don't use. I think the answer that I'm trying to give is I don't use a set percentage, a risk percentage on every trade. Like I don't say I'm going to risk 0.5% on every single trade. I don't do things that way. I don't think about it that way. It really depends on what else I've got open, what my open exposure is, whether I'm positive or negative in open exposure, that kind of thing, what other potential trades are on, a potential trade for another, whatever trades I've got open, like it depends and it changes. So it's a fair question though. If I'm only going to be in one position at a time, that's totally fine to do that, to say, I'm willing to risk, 1%, but the structure is important. The price action itself, taking a 0.5% stop loss might not make sense for the structure. It might not make sense for the price action, so you need to figure out your lot size ahead of time. That's why I don't use a fixed lot size. It changes and it depends. And another thing I do is I take smaller positions and run them much farther. I generally have bigger targets. I take smaller positions, but sometimes I'll take more of them. Like I might be in 7 or 8 trades at one time. I might have multiple things open in multiple directions. And what I'm trying to do is get my net account. I'm looking at a net position. So
wrecked.
Fair question. Uh-oh, what happened to gold? Gold wrecked. Oh yeah, gold got smashed. Yep, this made sense. We were all over this today, actually. Yesterday. Figured that was coming from yesterday. But yeah, I think it's done for now.
Billions and 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 billions.
Billions and billions lost on gold today. I think it's pretty close to done. This was about it. We're looking for a low on this. It's kind of a consolidation right now. It's no longer a sell. The gold is no longer a short. It's way, way, way low. It's just low. It's no longer a short, and it's at a point that's likely going to be a range low. So you're basically selling the bottom if you sell it now. It's not a good idea. Right, we're just watching this right now to see how this forms, but it's interesting where it is because it got smoked today. But it was all very predictable. We actually went over this a little bit ago. I'm at 11:14. Oh, I might have gone over. My oh, maybe not. Hold on one second. Let me I need to restart the stream here so we can save this. So we had some interesting content today on this little thingamabob. Let me restart the stream real quick. I'll be right back in 1 minute. Everybody come on back if you want to. We're going to be here for a little bit. I'm going to start watching some other stuff in a minute, but let me restart the stream so I can save this. Save the video. Anyway, give me just a minute. I'll be right back.